Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. Charges on the beat.
On the spoon to get your information. On the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon, spoon, spoon television. Spoon, spoon, spoon regulation.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, brother, to spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, to spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just to spoon. You want to know what's happening in the ministry, to spoon. To spoon. To spoon. You from Vonjema, Maryland, to spoon. To spoon. If you eat kepa, gradually, my brother, to spoon. You got a spoon TV, you got a spoon radio, to spoon.
Well, that's it. The got to be established later. Where a long vehicle carry fuel. At the back, God's willing, 9,000 gallons.
Government, we start by making sure those people that we bring to cabinet are people of integrity. And secondly, want to make sure that even beginning with myself, we'll declare our assets and want to make sure that this is well known, the purpose of coming to government, to know that it's public service. And if you are not ready to serve the public, you can go elsewhere. But we want to make sure that we start on a clear note that the people of our country stood on line, they protected the votes, not to bring a team again that will do the same thing that the other people are doing or worse. So it's a clear message. Declare your asset, make sure that we are prepared to audit the outgoing government so that they tell the Liberian people of their stewardship, and to make sure that we start on a footing where people know that they come to serve the public and not themselves. If they don't understand that, they actually fall where it may.
Mr. President, like you talked about asset declaration starting from yourself and the people who work with you, as well as the outgoing administration. How do you plan to avoid the semblance of targeting people? Because some people will say these are politically motivated to tarnish their reputation or to go against them people from certain tribes or specific parts of the country. How do you plan to avoid this?
We are aware of that. And when we talk about auditing, it's not going to be a Liberian auditing. We want to make sure that our international partners work with us for a public tender, for competent and renowned auditing firm that will be qualified at an international level to make sure they come on board to do that. We are aware of people saying witch hunting, but I don't think it's witch hunting when you have to account for your stewardship, but it has to be done in a way that is well established, entity with reputation to make sure that it audits and make sure that it reports to the public the findings.
Sometimes people say that politicians make lofty promises when they are campaigning, but when it gets to governance, it becomes different. What would be different? Assuming allies of yours, family members of yours, or people who are close to you, family members, are accused of corruption during your administration, Mr. President-elect, how do you plan to tackle this specifically?
I'm not coming new to government.
Right.
Although in different positions, I ran a public corporation that was credible. And I can tell you that I come to work not with friendship. I have friends, but there is a clear line of demarcation between friendship, family, and managing. With the experience that we come with a country that celebrates 176 years, and with the life of our people living below the poverty line, I don't think we come into government again to start talking about our family, to start talking about, I think we come there to make sure that we give the Liberian people hope, and I'm committed to that.
During the campaigning, you talked a lot about the country's youth, who are the majority of the population. Mr. President-elect, we know majority of them are unemployed, which some people say is a danger to the country's stability and peace. What plans do you have for the people of Liberia, especially the youth, in terms of job creation, in terms of having faith in moving the country forward? What do you have for them?
We came with a mantra that talked about, first we have a platform, and then we have an brief platform that talks about arrest, meaning agriculture, roads, the rule of law, education, sanitation, and tourism. We believe these are areas in which we can jumpstart. And in those areas, we believe that our young people who are in the majority, they need to be equipped. We need to open opportunities for them to be trained and be marketable. We also have to make sure that the quality of education that will prepare them for the job market. But to do these, we have to be able to impress our partners and investors, the private sector investment, to make them feel that we are here for business, and this business, their investment will impact the young people, but the young people need to be trained. And we know that there are things that we can jumpstart that could bring the relief to the public. Like I have said, there is an outgoing government. There are a lot of areas in which we can begin to alleviate the suffering of the people. We're going to examine those areas, like where we know that the prices of commodities, essential commodities like rice and things, where we know that there have been some tariffs that we can work with right away, the petroleum products and some of these things there. We want to do those things that I will begin to alleviate. But I have said that in the first 100 days, no car will get stuck in the mud. That means these critical road conditions, we lessen them, because once you improve the road, the travel, the prices of commodities, all of that have reflection. On the job market, we're going to be very cautious because people have a lot of expectations in government, but in government, we have to know what we're inheriting, and that's what the transition team is working with. I come with a knowledge and with experience and a commitment to make Liberia a different country, a country in which the young people, our women, will know that it is time for them to be relieved, and we come to make them know that, yes, it's not going to be an overnight thing, but we come with a serious commitment to make sure that we make life easier for them.
You talked about the women.
Yes.
Any plans for women empowerment in Liberia?
Very much so. And, you know, I have worked with women. When I was vice president of Liberia, one of the areas in which a lot of my first few months were utilized were with the marketing association. I worked with them until we got them organized, until we got money to create a real LMA that will become independent. That's why you see that the government, with all their Muslim, they can tamper with them. We made sure that there was a law firm that put together their constitution to protect them, that we provided money for them to get a business entity that put them together to teach them some business. And those areas where mostly women control. Beside that, we intend to bring on board women, capable women. And I want to say, we don't want any token relation. We want people who are competent and capable and deserve the positions they get. Gender issues have always been issues close to my heart. And women involvement, we want to make sure that that is ensured. But I can tell you, the Liberians do understand where we're coming from. We want to make them know, we build a confidence that, yes, rescue is here, relief is here, but we have to move it at a level that we don't give any false assurances to anybody.
Let's look at the health system in Liberia. You mentioned it during your campaign. A lot of people say it's either non-existent, or, you know, Liberians would have to go to neighboring countries or even, you know, southern part of the continent to go seek for medical attention. Mr. President-elect, how do you plan to tackle this? Because it's a serious issue.
I have worked with the health sector when I was in government, and you will see that we have Jamali, where now they do, people can go and do their examinations instead of going to Ghana. We have in mind to increase more of that on a regional basis to make sure that people can go somewhere instead of coming all the way to Monrovia to check there. A lot of people say the person just sat down and died. People don't just sit down and die. But that there will be possibilities that people will know at an early stage the condition of their health. Besides that, we want to open opportunities for all our hospitals and clinics to be functional. And when I say functional, there's a belief in a country that once you build a building, it's a clinic. Or once you build a building, it's a school. We want to make those things real, that when we build a hospital, it has the right people, and those people will be paid. The nurses, people, all who are responsible will be looked after. Because even those who look after people, they themselves need to be looked after.
But
we want to make them
that,
function.
that costs a lot of money. How
It
do you
costs
plan
money.
to finance it?
It costs money. But let me tell you, Liberia is not working. Everything that we are doing, there have been a lot of work put in the health sector. How should it function? What we need in Liberia is implementation. We're not beginning as a new country. Everything is on paper. What we need is to make sure that we function according to those guidelines that have been set up. We implement those things that have been documented, experienced over the years. And I want to believe that we are not in there alone. There are partners who are anxious to see a government that is committed to make sure that these things function and that they are willing to work with us, even as at now. We have made a lot of contracts already for medical supplies. I have been to Arizona Project Tour. They've given a container load of medical supplies. But we have to make sure that these things
Yes, sir. A special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the South Band. Charges on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion.
All right, tune to spoon to get your information. Tune to spoon to be a part of our discussion. And this is where we discuss trending national issues. I'd like to say welcome to another edition of the program, the Late Night Show, the Late Night Politics on Spoon. We are here again tonight. We're live on Spoon 107.5 FM, Fabric 101.1, and Super 95.5 FM. We're also live on other frequencies across the country. Welcome to the show again tonight. My name is Nelson Colette, and yes, this is another night, another time to talk about Liberia and the happenings. So let me go across and bring in the guys. Let me bring in the folks who are already here. So we kickstart the conversation here tonight on the show. I like to just bring Francis in. I see Francis. Francis turned out to be the first person. Where Mobile took Trapo from today? Mama is trying to work on his setup. The man say I gotta work on this thing, you know. But let me bring Francis in. Francis, welcome to the show. It's good to see you.
Good morning, brother. How you doing, man? How's your Christmas?
Yeah, I'm good, and I'm glad, man, that we're here again.
Yeah.
We're able to see the Christmas and went about doing what we thought to do, and it's good that we are back. Yeah.
Yeah, man. Good to be back.
Yes, sir. Um, let me bring in our co-moderator, Mobile Soka. Mobile, why you just uneasy? What's going on? I see you turning so. You turning so.
No,
What's
I'm trying
happening?
to face out. No, I'm trying to load my stuff.
Uh, you always complaining. You say Ami is the one who comes on with the loud TV, the stuff. But now you're
No, but not.
gradually stepping in
But you
that.
hear anything, my man? You hear nothing.
Someone is asking where is Cindy? Yeah, Cindy is on a vacation.
Send it trading.
Cindy is on a vacation.
And
Maybe
it's
I should share
traveling
some of the
Africa.
videos, some of the videos coming from Cindy. Baba, what did you just open?
I mean, sending my computer, man. What am I
Oh,
opening?
okay. No, it sounded like, for instance, right? It sounded like someone opening a bottle.
I connected my computer, man. Yeah.
No. Oh, don't get me
Yeah,
wrong.
you know.
It sounded like someone opening a bottle,
I'm
and
a want to my home, my man.
hey, I
You
know.
don't drink it. You don't drink it alone.
No.
As
I get
if,
jail
as
over.
if,
I'm feeling today.
that's an excuse. As if that's an excuse.
Uh,
I alone here and all that kind of thing. But let me bring Prince on.
I'm
Mr.
feeling today.
Sorry, that was from me, guys. Sorry.
Okay. Mr. Prince, Bay, welcome to the show. It's
Yeah,
good to have
because Nelson, your audio was too bad just now. Too bad.
my audio.
Well, I don't know what Prince listening to, but he's fine. Nothing on my end.
I'm not listening to nothing, but Nelson, your audio is very bad. It's bad. It's cracking badly.
My audio
I didn't know you weren't getting that fever.
I know, right?
My audio cracking. It's still cracking.
The fever is bad, Nelson.
It's still terrible from my end.
Nah, Nelson, you go on my end.
No, I think Prince, you gotta restart your phone. Come back, Jella. It's breaking in between.
Prince, you want to restart?
Prince, I think I have phone.
You know, it's like
No.
doing. Hello, Prince, you there? It's
Yeah.
like
I'm here.
You get now, right? Is it okay? Hello, are you there? Okay, let's get feedback from our audience. Those of you watching now, just give us feedback. Is my audio good? Is there anything wrong with my my audio output?
Fonso say you are good.
Is it something we can work with? Is the audio good? Prince is saying that the audio is not good. I don't know.
That's only Prince. The comments say you are good.
Okay. Okay.
We gotta go out and
Abraham says it's okay. Alfonso says it's okay. I'm good. Eugene says it's okay. I'm good. Yeah. So I don't know what's going on. What's going on? But I think his audio will be good. I think it will be good.
Miami internet.
I hope Miami didn't visit your your internet provider. Yeah, man, it's a good thing to be here again, and I want to say thanks to everyone. Thanks for joining us. Let me see if I can get the link up here.
Yeah. Now you
now you getting me? Now you get me? Oh, come on. That was your.
You said Miami again with internet?
Yeah, Miami visited your internet provider.
I wait near Miami. I wait in the Caribbean, man.
Yeah, no one say Miami. I'm talking about on the Miami.
You have flew from Miami.
Hey, President said like brother like
Miami to get my cruise. I flew from Miami. Flew a Jersey to Miami to get my cruise.
Yeah. So yeah, I saw you on that cruise the other day.
Yeah, but it's good to be back, man. Yeah, good to be back on the show. I've been for almost 1 week.
Yeah. A lot has been going on.
Yeah,
so it's good to be here tonight. I just like us to kickstart by talking about what's on our minds. So we can start with you, Francis. What's on your mind,
folks? Good morning, good evening, wherever you are. Good afternoon. But next, before I go, I got one question. Anyway, I'll just go right on my mind. The two fire incidents that happened, I think today and Sunday in Liberia. Sunday, I think was about
the red light.
Go by your market. More than 15 stores got burned, including warehouses that got burned, and people losing thousands of United States dollars worth of goods. Because I saw one lady interview said, including money and goods, over almost $25,000. And some people have money in that store, and some people still got looted. Some people took that money out and they got robbed while taking that money out of the fire. So we're talking about pretty close to around over 100 or some more thousand United States dollars that just went up in flames on Sunday. And then today, that gasoline issue that happened that pretty much killed people. That video is so hard to watch. And I'm bringing these things up. This is not a partisan issue, but I'm going to blame the government. I'm going to blame the government and now and the government to come. Because the reason I'm blaming the government, because especially for the incident in Toledo, in Bond County that happened today, where people got burned.
Okay.
You see, the lack of security in our country You see, people just sit out here and try to play partisan politics and say, "Oh, my president doing my president," but your basic God-given right and need that you need from your leaders, you are not getting it. So when you go into the ballot box, you should look at these things. You should look at these things before you think about voting for somebody saying they're doing right, because that particular incident that happened, if there was security throughout the country, what would have happened? That whole place would have been blocked off by police forces. That tanker would have been quarantined or blocked off. Nobody would get near it in the first place. But now those people have died because of lack of security. Because I'm not even going to talk about fire service.
Well, that's it. The course will be established later. Where a long vehicle carrying fuel at the back, God's willing, 9,000 gallons.
Yeah, so that video, because I'm not going to talk about fire service on this one, because as gasoline fire, water would be difficult to put it out. But just there's no partisanship here, because I bet some of those people that died tonight voted for CDC, some voted for Unity Party, some voted for MOVE, some voted for CPP, some voted for LAP or LPP, whatever they call them. But we should look at what they are doing for us. He took millions of dollars, and built soccer field and parks. I hear people talking about, oh, the Labrador Post City, we have built soccer field, built parks around Monserrato. So Joseph Bragacan, he not building other counties too. They will say he not do nothing. But my people, let me tell you something. The millions he took for that soccer field to build all those fields around Monserrato, around Morovia, it could pay police people. It could pay 3 police people in all of the counties. To be able to provide those basic necessities of security, securing our tankers, to protect our own Liberian people from themselves. Because all the people that are on top of the tankers, all the people that are around and under it, you saw people running with fire. I mean, you can see fire running, but there's somebody running without fire burning them, like in the movie. Because our government failed us. When Joseph Boakai came to office too, and these things continue to happen, we'll blame him too. The second thing I realized incident, that's why I want to talk about fire service. In the center, the Monserrato County, really is not far from the capital, Morovia. Fire can just blaze and just wipe out people's livelihood. The country already hard. Christmas Eve, the country already hard. Those people borrow goods from other people, borrow money from other people to buy those goods to sell. Now, the borrower is out of luck. The people that borrow the money, they're out of luck. Their children, out of luck. No fire service. You sit down there, you say, oh, he paid soccer fee. But he can buy a fire truck. You can get a used fire truck for $50,000, $60,000. You can give 2 fire trucks to each city. The amount of money you used to pay all the fees, the millions, can buy fire truck, even if it's 2 in Monserrato, which of course is not even enough. You need 2 for each city, like Pinsville, need at least 3 fire trucks alone to cover Pinsville. They don't do it. Joseph Boakai, the same thing will say the same thing. People can be dying like that. They be talking about, oh.
Okay. Francis, yeah, just conclude. So we take Mobile and Prince quickly. Your audio is not coming in. It's not coming through.
So now I think they call him. When they call you, that what can happen?
Yeah.
You gotta go and
So
come back.
you gotta log out and then try to log in again. But let's hear what's on your mind, Mobile. Let's hear you quickly.
Yeah, thank you, Nessie. Actually, like Francis just said, right? More especially when it comes to that fire truck today when watching that video, I felt bad. You know, some part of last that I seen incident occur in Severly. A lot of people that I think our Liberian people were coming to learn from that mistake. And we're all on the media in Severly. I think Nelson, you can remember, it was on the media. I think you saw it. I've seen kind of stuff it happened in Kenema. I think Kenema or Bo, one of those cities in Sierra Leone. And when it happened today in Liberia, and people were going live. And when I was watching the live, I was like, but what are people doing? They're arresting, and what get in my mind, and I just was happy. The moment I was watching that video today, my heart ran straight to Sierra Leone. But then the guy that was taking all that video and stuff, people were under the comment section telling him, tell the people to leave. But then all the thing here, right? I would base it on the government, as my brother Francis said. Because if you get a reliable security, right? In every nation, a security that to protect life and property. No matter how the person want that stop, no matter how they're trying to make that way, they're trying to penetrate to go somewhere, as long security there to secure that place. Nobody will want to force, even when you force away security, you get afraid. So based on that too, is one of the factors that led almost 15 to 20 people killed today. And when we're talking about the people who in the hospital, you understand? So when this coming government, right, JMB government, you should work on security and the fire truck issue, right? Like my brother said, every other city, like more especially when it comes to the counties, right? Maserati is big. You get people, you get Raleigh alone should have about 3 fire station area. Raleigh alone. Due to the population, due to how the place is congested, right? Because imagine when it happens to Puerto, before you move on to Raleigh Puerto, but we get something right around what you call that Gorbachev area, it can cover all the other place, and then you just spread it. But we get no fire truck. I think the whole country, I don't know how many fire trucks the country get.
Thank you.
So all the thing is you know, like the thing is a basic need for country. It's a basic need. Our people need those things to protect life and property. Now, let me just conclude by saying to JMB, Papa, we voted you overwhelmingly. Our people voted you overwhelmingly. There are a lot of things that are going on, and thank God you are seeing the fault in the government. You are seeing all the leakages in the government. And now we are elected you as the president of the Republic of Liberia. We want you to go there and serve the people by building the system, by building the security sector. Because look at police man calling me and telling me, say, my brother, you're tough, or we won't get paid. Police officer. How you expect that man to raise a life to go protect life and property? How? That man let's be insured, number one. Number two, that man medical bill, you don't play with it. And so everything for the government, that man children go to the hospital, although they don't get different preference, right? But at least they should be well taken care of. That man risking his life 24/6, but common salary, that man can have his salary. How you expect for that man to get on the street to go protect life and property? So we beg the incoming government.
Princess, can you sorry to interrupt you, Mobile. Can you straighten up your webcam? Yeah, you hitting our eyeball. Okay, yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah,
guys.
so we are looking forward to the incoming government,
Thank you.
the JMB government, to make sure that because look, when the security sector is strong, when you get good security, all the things that are happening was not happening. For example,
Thank you, sir.
you look at
Thank
okay,
you.
look, all
Thank
right.
you. Thank you. Let's hold you there, Mobile. Let's hear you, Prince. Go ahead.
Well, let me say good morning to you, Nelson, and Merry Christmas for my end and my family. And let me say good morning to my Liberian people in Liberia and around the world. My fellow panelists. It's been a little while now, but now you gotta take the next vacation to go out with your family and be with your grandkids. So I took all that time. You know, the situation that happened today, that tanker you just showed, Nelson. First thing first is that, you know, when there is when the people are suffering, that's number one. When no rules of law that govern accident scene, that's another thing. The incompetency of security in and around the country, that's another thing. Then, to close up, how in the world you got all the areas then around you, people, Broadway, you don't have stations. We don't have anything they call fire stations where you the fire department will be able to pick up at the moment, at the point in time. Nothing that there are a lot to be done into Liberia. A lot to be done. And for
Thank you.
me, I'm not even going to I'm going how many years.
Yeah.
For me,
Just
I,
wrap up so we get into the actual show. This is just for I mean, few minutes,
yeah, for me,
just
I,
about a minute. What's on your mind quickly? Then
yeah,
we'll move on.
I'm not really gearing to. I know the president is the sole person, but the key people that does the work is the lieutenant that around the president. That's the lieutenants. Those are the people that you depend on to actually do the work. So when even John Brown is being appointed, we should know the competency of John Brown to be able to do the Labrampo work and deliver to the president. That's my key point.
Thank you.
Especially for those that are living from overseas, you already know how this end work. So going there, you should be able to put system into place. That's the main thing that killing us not going to Nelson. There's no system in place. That's the main thing.
Thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for your contribution tonight. And thanks for telling us what's on your mind. Of course, the issue that has to do with the tanker that exploded is something that a lot of people are concerned about. Liberians in and out of this country who follow that. I've been very concerned, and I was shocked when I saw that video today because somewhere around 4:30, I was on my way somewhere, and then I received a call from a gentleman who said there's a situation here. But usually when you get to receive this call, right, where someone calls you and the person says, for example, is this Nelson? There's and as soon as the person says, is this Nelson? There's an accident so place, and that feeling like sometimes you get that feeling like there's some sort of bad news, like
Of
because
course.
in some cases the next thing that will come, do you know so person? So as soon as the person said there's an accident, and then
And there's an according, all right. According to that 30 seconds, in Kuala, there's a church over there, right? I think the church it broke down. But I know I forget the pastor name. And guess what, right? I started because I lived Kuala for more than 10 years. I started calling people in Kuala, asking them, you go to that church today, and they say people were killed now. They got incident. And people were wounded. I started calling, similar thing you just said is true. You started imagining how many people you know you won't call. My man, what's going on? You're right. You're right.
But there's a quick question for you. Because I'm curious to know: has the president spoken about these two incidents in Rayla and Tudota?
No, we're yet to get an official statement from the president on those two incidents.
Lack of leadership is ridiculous.
But let me say this: I was in flight and mobile just interrupted. George, welcome to the show. It's good to see you. Thanks for joining us tonight.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much. It's wonderful to be back home. So it's a wonderful
you
thing.
back
I'm
home?
here.
You
Yeah,
in Liberia?
I sent you a message, man. We gotta find me, man.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, it is what it is.
I mean, you come on the show with Apaja. Please remove your. Toure, I beg you. Nobody will be on the show with that thing. Nobody will be on the show with that thing. Let me tell you.
The country hardly you can put Apaja here.
Yeah. So it's good to have you on. Toure, welcome, man.
Yeah, my man, great to be here, man.
Is it a military suit or what?
Yeah, my man, but you know, Megan to all.
I mean, you like bro, you wear that thing on the AFM minute, grab you.
You still do that nonsense?
Oh, my man.
The Wisahi.
Oh wow. Damn.
No, I'm including well.
Man, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. At least I took out of my wardrobe.
Yeah. Prince, there's a serious issue with your audio today. You keep in accusing me about audio, but I think your audio has some serious issues I need to work on. Yeah,
what?
I don't know.
Prince, I'm hearing you. You hearing me? Turn your phone off and turn it back on.
Yeah, just try to do that. Just log out, turn the phone off, and then turn it back on.
Turn it back on.
Yeah. It will do better. No, the audio. No, the audio is not still okay.
That was my phone. That was my phone.
I want my phone. I want my phone.
How you know? How you know?
Yeah. So I was just saying, right? And I received this call around 4:30 when the person said that there's an accident around the Toyota. A tanker has turned over. The fuel or gasoline is spilling over, and so there are lots of people there. So you guys need to send people. But then it's a little bit of this. It's a little distance, I must say, and then in no time, because I was driving when I got the call, and then when I reached to where I was going, the next thing I looked on the social media, I saw this thing. In no time, when I received the call, in no time, that incident happened. We understand about 15 persons are feared dead because, like you saw in that video, there were people all over standing on top of the tanker, yeah, and it was just a terrible one. So yes, our prayers are with them, the victims, those who are in critical condition. We are praying that they can recover as soon as possible because it could be anyone, it could just be anyone. It could be anyone maybe traveling along that corridor, and then why even in a vehicle while passing, and then coincidentally it happens that at the time this thing is exploding and your vehicle is, yeah, it could just be anyone. But I think lots of education and sensitization needs to go on around that as well, so that people can know that when there's an accident of such, especially anything that has to do with petroleum products, whether that fuel, that gas, if that car fall down and that thing leaking small, don't go near it. It's terrible. It's terrible. I don't know how to say this, but it's a very sad one.
And I know I've listened to my man.
But you came late, so you're not doing what's on your mind.
My man.
But nothing. I came before this guy. Let me say my own first.
Let me say this, Nelson.
No. Let's hear to Ray.
Nelson, let me say this right. For the record, good afternoon, good morning, good evening to all of our viewers here in the United States and around the world. I listened to Mobile Take. I listened to Francis Take and that of Brother Prince. Bro, I don't know, man. And I know very well, you guys are saying the government. Yeah, I get all of that. And I'm not here to victim blame. I pray my heart goes out to them. But bro, this thing happened in Sierra Leone. Mobaje alluded to it. And just recently, it happened in Guinea. It happened in Guinea. A lot of people died from this thing. Now, see, look. Let me tell you, there are certain things you don't play with. You don't play with inflammable, or liquid, right? These things, you see, understand? I saw people want to need a truck. Why do you want to need a truck? Let me say, right? For the excuse of it. And I totally understand from the angle Francis are going, right? Because if such a thing happened in America here, or even Australia, or in any developing country, guess what? They'll bring a yellow tape. They'll quarantine that whole facility.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And keep everybody out. But sometimes people have to be big enough and tell people, look, stay away.
But here is the thing. According to information we're getting, this incident occurred because if you take a look at the scene where this situation happened, there's a dish. So this vehicle, a lot of cars speed up along those corridors. So apparently they had taken the side of the road to a point where that vehicle went in the ditch.
Yeah, I don't.
That vehicle, according to information, was in that position for pretty close to an hour.
Hey, man.
And then the residents then, looking at the fact that the fuel or the gasoline was spilling over and all of that, they decided to take buckets jerry cans or containers or whatever to at least collect something. The motorcyclists were there as well because you know considering the price of gasoline in the country, if you were to get 2, 3, 4 gallons, they were calculating how much of a help it will be, and it turned out that way. But again, yes, our prayers are out there for them. We're hoping that
Yeah,
they
man.
those that are in critical condition can recover very soon. Yes.
So,
Yeah, Nelson. Let me
You,
just say my
yeah. Okay.
own.
You want to chip in? Just chip in. 30 seconds,
Yeah,
Josh. So we'll move to our
it
actual
is a
program.
sad, it's a very sad, occurrence in our country. Like my fellow panelists have already alluded to, people have died around the world for a similar thing, and it's just sad our people miss that lesson. That when a truck carrying petroleum product, is stuck or have an accident, it's very dangerous for you to go there because not everyone going there because people can serve as ignition sources. If you have a cell phone in your pocket or somebody passing with cigarette or somebody just those things can ignite the
yep.
fire. And I know it's easy for us to come here and blame president all the way in Monrovia, and not even think about the police commander in the area that that thing happened. I think we as Liberians now, campaign is over. We need to start to put the blame squarely on the feet of those who are responsible for places. And that's the thing. When your child steals, then you say you were hungry that what? No, you're not supposed to steal. Even if you're hungry, you can ask. That's the thing. So by taking the blame from that child and putting on hunger, it makes that child to feel entitled, to feel that they're supposed to do it. They are right. So when they start to do bigger things now, it's out of their hands. So we should talk to our people, learn because what they want to do was stealing in the first place. We sympathize with everyone who got hurt and everything, but taking what is not yours was stealing in the first place. So just going straight and saying, government did not put police in on the road, government did not do this. No, people should take responsibility of their actions because the Liberia that we want is a Liberia where citizens will know exactly to do the right thing at the right time. And Nelson, I think it's going to be a good show. Let's get into it because there are so many diverse, opinions are going to be on this subject matter. And let's see what I'm here. And
Just 10 seconds, please.
whoever
Just 10
have been
seconds.
looking
I'm
for
not
me,
gonna
I'm
let
here
him
in
just
town.
throw talk out there.
Whoever have been-
Because
Nobody
I
been
agree
looking
with
for you,
George that
Dominic.
people were stealing, right? But if the police are beggars, how will the citizens respect them? What police commander in
No, for
Toronto
instance, you said you agree with George that the people were
that people
stealing,
were
right?
stealing, right? But that
Okay.
leads to my point. How can you expect the police to stop crime when the police are beggars? Even if you have police over there are bad, somebody come and give them
They
$10
shouldn't
and say, you
steal
know
in the
what,
first
George,
place.
I'm speaking,
They
please.
shouldn't steal.
I'm
Don't look
speaking.
for something else. They
I'm
shouldn't steal.
speaking.
If they are
Just
not
be
going there
quiet.
to steal
I
from
let
you,
you speak.
they wouldn't have.
I let you speak, bro. So let
let's
me
give
finish.
Princess the
Then you
time
can
to
address it.
land. Let's
So
give Princess it.
I agree that people steal. People shouldn't steal. But how can the police you expect to stop the crime? Stop the crime when they are also beggars, when they don't have money. So the same people that come in to steal, they can give those police $20 and say, no, bro, let me go and get 10 gallons of gas. That police will probably look the other way. But the police is actually trained and well paid. You talk about police total time. That police put a barricade about a quarter mile away from that truck. And if you you put a foot in there, they will arrest you and lock you up. But the police are also beggars in the country.
Francis,
Don't talk
do
about
you
the police.
see this
Don't
thing?
bring the police.
Are you seeing this thing from a point where the situation happened the way it turned out because the police is being underpaid? They're not giving the necessary attention. You think so?
Yes, because you know what? Josh talk about we shouldn't blame the central government. We should blame the local police depot in Toronto. Where the police there in Toronto? How much equipment do they have? How much riot gear do they have in Toronto? It took an hour before, and nobody even got over there. So how much security? What's the infrastructure that we have in there? So if you can blame the central government, why should you blame the local government in Toronto? When the central government, even in Monrovia, Montserrat County, where I visited 2022 January, the police right in red light area there, they're bagging in traffic. What are you talking about, man? I'm not saying people should steal. But pay the police, let them be able to exert the authority so that when the police are well paid and doing their job, the citizens will respect the law. But the police themselves are beggars. What are you talking about, man?
Yeah, George, you wanted to make a quick point. We have to.
Yes, thank you. Look, Francis can be animated as much as he wants. The fact of the matter is that people want to steal, and police cannot stop you from
exactly.
Yeah, police cannot stop you from going to steal. Hey, give me the chance, please.
No,
police cannot stop you from.
Yeah.
How does that feel now?
Please give.
It feels good. Go ahead. Don't be angry, Francis. This is national discussion. Don't speak with emotion. Don't.
The fault where it belongs. If the Senate government don't care police, how can the police?
Okay, Francis, can I speak?
Yeah.
Sure.
The police in Nigeria, are being paid. The police in Sierra Leone are being paid. The police in Guinea are being paid. But still, people steal. Even here in Australia, there in America, people steal. The police don't stop people from stealing. What the police can do is to apprehend you when you are stealing. That's the thing. And you need to put it to factor into your thinking faculty that police cannot stop you from going to steal. What they can do is to investigate you and make sure that you face the rule of the law. But here's what my point is. I think people need to.
Police were present.
Yeah.
To barricade the area. Why would the surveillance pass the police?
No,
gentlemen, please, man, don't lie here.
Let's do this.
The police should not have even attempted to even start anybody from stealing. The police responsible in this case
to prevent and protect.
That's what I'm saying.
That's the point,
area, right?
That's it.
That's what the police should have done. But we also know that police, obviously, they are very underwhelmed, right? And there could be different factors alluding to that. And I don't even know that part of Labrador said if you have active policing happening over there anyway. You know what I mean? I don't know. I mean, if that would have happened in Batala, I don't know how many police officers are stationed in Batala.
Come on, you want to bring Batala? But this is important.
So Nelson, let me just close up. Look, it is a sad thing. It's a sad thing for our country, our people, and people blame it on poverty. I don't blame this on poverty. I think people need to learn to do the right thing every time. That's why integrity is. Integrity is doing the right thing when no one is watching you. I think our people need to learn how to keep doing the right thing even when no one is watching. It's a sad thing, and I hope that people will learn from this, that it will not happen again. And we pray for those who are in hospital, those who pass. We pray that the soul rest in peace.
Yeah, you're right. Let me bring a portion of this video, then I can come in with just a single question I have. Then we'll make the quick transition. We should have ended with this topic, but since you guys just what's on your mind and all of you came up with it, now let me just play this this one, a very quick one here. What's happening here? Okay, so many of you watched this video today where some of the victims of
it's not graphic, right, Nelson?
Hello? Francis?
Yes.
Okay, sorry guys.
I'm just asking a question, Nelson. It's not graphic.
No, it's not graphic.
Assistance, materials, especially when it comes to house materials and other things. About 15 stores, including warehouses, and this gone Sunday got at fire right here, as you can see. And many of the business tycoons who are now victims of fire, some of them finance money left there, that businesses that worth thousands of dollars also left in the fire. So they are now calling on the public left in the fire, including materials. for building.
We need material to have the place reconstructed, and we also need money because other people who are involved into the thing, if they don't know where to start from, they need something to start with. Normally in Liberia, if you involve into the kind of where to start from, now it's everything that they have a brand to achieve. Just imagine when they say warehouse, it's doing everything. The people that bought their goods, people that had their little kids, they invested into goods, and everything left into the fire is a serious setback. A more than death to admit. Death for somebody to lie that way. I mean, it's not about what we are experiencing now. If this thing should continue, nobody come to our aid. It means we will experience the next 2-3 weeks. There will be a heavy casualty. It will lead to death because people will start dying for frustration. People will start dying for heartbreaking what as we experience now.
Wow, so that's really sad. That's very sad. Is there any other thing you want to talk about? We didn't talk about. We want to talk about a lady too as well.
Veteran or it will be left in. This is what we are speeding up with the humanitarian group to other Liberians that will be able to come to our aid.
So, as you make
the front, they are not proved.
Money now, everything left in the shop. I want to kill many people. List of fire. We are not able to take a big for in the shop. When we end now, I see the government giving school to come to our aid.
Wow. So,
goods, a lot of goods that were in the warehouse, everything burned down to ashes. We are like frustrated. For me, once of me, I was on a church program, and then I heard it incident.
So I just thought to play a portion of that, man, and a lot of you
That is sad, man.
maybe watch this video today. This is another incident of a fire disaster that occurred on the weekend. Now, but this is just happening back to back, one incident after another incident. Now, is there any reason? Could there be any reason why maybe we haven't seen an official statement from the government concerning this? This is something that could equate to some sort of disaster. I mean, the loss of so many lives. Okay, so let's say for today's incident, it just happened a couple of hours ago. But let's talk about the Sunday's disaster.
You want to start with me?
Okay, yeah. Mobile, let's start with you.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Well, actually, first of all, half of the stores over there, I think, and I don't know, probably I'm just assuming. If it insure number one, we got to have insurance company.
Mobile, forget that thing.
But we got to say this.
Insurance. Those places are not insured. Even the people are not insured.
No, we're talking about the store. We're talking about where the people keep, like the store, because it brand along with stores, right? So if this store, like say all the stores are insured,
that insurance thing,
but if not,
thing,
yeah, I just want to lay like that. Yeah, I just want to lay that, on the side.
Not America,
if you get business like that, you got to insure it. Now you got to put on insurance. Now the system we're talking, right? You see, radar is big. Radar is big. You need a fire station in radar that can be able to serve the people. As soon as say they play fire there in less than a second, and like three fire stations to that place. You get one to Puelan. That's that whole Gobacho era. Then you go all the way to Cow. You just spread them. Because the day where you see a lot of people and you see business city, no matter what, don't think that will happen.
Yeah.
Yes, don't think that will happen.
But could there be any major reason? Could there be any?
That's where I come to, right? First of all, they should have investigator to go over there and first of all establish what was the cause of the fire.
Okay.
It's Arsenal. Yeah, they got to investigator need to go there and establish electric for or somebody went and use maybe you don't know. So they got to first of all they got to go and carry that investigation on. But saying happy since Sunday, when we hear I know your spoon, the biggest network you don't even know if investigator went to investigate that matter to see to tell you remember what the cause of that fire, because look at the thing the man saying a lot of people goods got damaged and people property got damaged. So yeah, we come here every day, we say the same thing over and over. We need a responsible government. I know my brother George will say we shouldn't lay it on the government. But by right, even the president has to come out, right? But the mayor for the city, so to come out and get a press conference on that issue. The city, the police director, so come out and get update on that issue and get a day-to-day update on identical incident. That's what we call conflict. People that do things, they go sit there and fold their hands.
Thank you, Baba. Let's put it there and then move on.
It's not everything we involve politics in it, right? But this is not about politics. This is about the life of the Liberian people. And that's the protocol. We all gotta go by it.
Thank you, Moba. Let's hear from you, George, and we'll take Francis and then Toure.
Look, thank you, Nelson. Look, on the part of, there's disasters are categorized in so many ways. And there are certain disasters that can, reach the president's decks, and there are some that don't reach there. This one, depending on the capacity and the damages, that was sustained in this fire, I'm unsure whether that reached the president's decks. And if it did, I think there is good reason why he should say something about it. Liberians lost their livelihood in the fire. I don't know whether people died as well, but there was loss. So I think the first thing it has to do with the fire service, jointly with the police, to have a press conference to try to bring to term what really caused the fire, because those are the type of information that can educate people. When people watch the police telling them that because you did not have fire extinguisher in your house, that's why even though that candle fire, you could not put it off. So people need to get fire extinguisher and all these things. And that's how education goes. But look, I'm unsure why the government or even the city mayor, like my brother said, and even the police commander in that area did not put on any press conference. So to say something about what really happened and how it could be.
But you think do you think by this time we should have something like that, like an official statement, if not from the police, if not from the municipal government, the city government, maybe from the fire service or one of those entities, or maybe even the president coming out to speak on this issue?
Yeah, I think we should. But usually when it comes to the president making a statement on things, that's when, people, I think George, we have learned a really good lesson from what happened on Broad Street when two auditors died in a vehicle, and he said something. And I think the backlash that he got, I think he's very candid now to make sure that he get the details of what really happened, how it happened, investigation report, and he will come out to say something. Because you know what, people learn from things. And I think George has grown a lot in this presidency, and I think that's why he's not making any statement now. His decision to speak to issues, he want to make sure that he knows exactly what happened, and the investigation reports are conclusive, and he can say something about those who are charged with responsibility are the fire service officers and the police emergency response units to go to the scene and establish what happened, and then give a press conference and tell the people exactly how to do to keep away from such scene, to make sure that the place is cooled up and investigation go on. So I think that's the issue. But George Weah is not going to come on now, or the President George Weah is not going to come on now to say something, because the investigation still continues.
Thank you. Francis, let's hear from you, sir.
See, it's amazing how we have come to expect so little, right, from our elected officials. George Weah doesn't have to wait for anybody to investigate anything. As the president, the first thing he can do is lend his voice to speed up or even push the investigation. He doesn't have to come and give any full-grown conclusion to anything that happened in Gorbachev market. He can come and speak to the Liberian people and empathize with them. That what they are going through, he understands what they are going through. You see this guy from the slum, right? George Weah from the slum, so he knows struggle. But now you don't know how to come out and empathize. Nobody say you have to come and accuse anybody or make some kind of foolish statement like he did with the people that passed away in the car and stuff like that. But it's become a part of his to just sit down and say, "Oh, let me just be quiet."
Nelson, speak to Francis to face his language. The language is speaking. You cannot say the president talking foolishness. No. No. That's it. Just
guys,
tell
let's
him.
do this now. Let's
You got the
do
We are
moderator.
this.
responsible
Let's do
people on
this.
this platform.
quiet,
You cannot
please.
keep
Let's do
using the
this.
words.
Be quiet.
Yeah, let's do this, guys. Let's stop the
Man,
interruption.
protect your
And,
president. Hey, George.
Princess, yes,
I
as
apologize.
we
I'm
always
protecting
do
the
on the platform,
presidency, not
as
just
we
George. We
always
are the
do on the
presidency.
Be
platform,
quiet,
yes,
please.
yes. Let's do this now, guys.
All right.
As we
So
always do on the
let me
platform,
just go
for
ahead
the sake of our
and
audience,
wrap this thing up
let's
quickly.
be very selective and very mindful of our choice of words,
Exactly.
Because I will
and
not sit
and
here.
address our leaders in a very respectable way. Yeah, go
I will
ahead.
not sit here and allow George to come here or anybody to come here and make it seem as though George Weah is a child. He doesn't know how to empathize. First of all, in the U.S., when there's a mass shooter, the president doesn't even know what was the cause, or when there's a mass killing, the president doesn't even know what the cause. But he or she will come out in the developed country and speak up and empathize and sympathize with those people. The incident that happened in Trinidad today, yes, those people were stealing fuel, but those are citizens of Liberia who tax-paying dollars or who support those businesses that pay taxes to the government, and their truck turnover, and our people want to steal gas, like George want to make it clear that they were criminals, but the taxpayer dollars supposed to pay the police force to be able to build a barricade over there. George, the president doesn't need any investigation to come out and say, my people, my heart goes out to the people that died in the fire. My heart goes out to those people that lost their livelihood in the fire in Gorbachev market. He doesn't need any investigation to do that. And as a matter of fact, he's supposed to say, the fire service or the police department should investigate. Let's get to the bottom of it. You don't need any investigation or to hold your tongue to say, if I make a mistake. That's lack of leadership and incompetence.
Thank you, Francis. Let's hear from you quickly to read, and we move on.
Yeah, look, why I agree with some of the things my brother Francis elaborated on, but I also want us to actually understand that, or maybe because our governance system have been like polarized in a way where we expect the president to speak on every issue, right? Maybe that's because people only move when the president speaks. In other countries, it's not supposed to be like that, right? It's not supposed to be like that. That area that they have, I'm pretty sure that jurisdiction, they have a mayor there, or they have like a police chief there. They have other community leadership structure there, right? Yes, the president coming to speak on these things is important, but it's not really that. Like, it has to be issue of significance, proportion. You know what I mean? For the president to actually speak on these things. Not every local issue that we should expect the president to actually speak on. You know what I mean? Like,
so for you, Ture, you stand on the side where you think the president should not necessarily be the one speaking on this issue.
Well, look,
maybe the city mayor or the head of the fire service or some individual somewhere, and not the president speaking on this thing, right?
Yes, I mean, if the president, that's why when the president is speaking in some areas, it becomes like a very when the president is speaking on issues.
Is it that this thing
that is a national it is a national thing in other countries, right? But for us, for some reason, we just feel like if it not come from the president's mouth, it's not going to be taken seriously. And that's supposed to be like that. And that's because I don't think the presidency have done enough to empower the people in these positions. All right. So everything people expect for it to come from the president. You know what I mean? But people in authority, I'm pretty sure whatever area that is, in that jurisdiction, they have their own leadership, they have their own structure, they have their own governing system there. They should be able to deal with these issues. But if it becomes an issue of national concerns, where it's like something that is threatening, right, the national security or have a national impact of a higher proportion, then you expect the president to come.
So that proportion is not that high. Thank you, Ture.
Yeah, I mean, come on,
let's
man.
Let's you. Let me welcome Raymond to the show. Raymond, thank you for joining us tonight. And I saw you well dressed in your Christmas attire.
That was really cool.
And let me also welcome Ami to the show. Ami, thanks for joining us again. Okay. So let's hear from you, Raymond, on this. Then we're gonna move on to hear from
First, my heart mourns with all those who've been victimized by this explosion of the tanker. And that speaks volume to the state of our country in three different perspectives: the economic, the living condition of the people, and two, how unaware we are, how public safety is not an issue in our country. The high risks of an explosion of a few tankers that have already made an accident was there, but nobody could even identify that. And there was no even public safety officer to ensure that people did not get close to that because that was just going to happen. And it happened. I watched it. Someone was recording on the video. They knew the risks that was involved. They kept their distance, and the explosion took place. And the number of person the fire got to, and there was an individual who even partly escaped, but was terribly burned. It's just so disheartening today. But we all have a responsibility to our people. When you identify a problem, you do something about it. Our country is many years backward compared to the rest of the world. Even in terms of awareness, just knowing the basic things that a human being needs to know to survive and excel in life. The people in Liberia lacks it. Simple thing as 1, 2, 3, and ABC. Those things are not issues in our country. And our government don't function like one. That accident took place for a prolonged time. The extent of the vehicle, what the vehicle was taking, public hazard. Nobody could cater to it. No police officer, no anybody who has some understanding to be around, or even an elder, or even someone who's just knowledgeable in society to just take the right appropriate action. Nothing happened. Now we've lost lives. We're going to talk about it. Or what can we do as a people? Have we learned a lesson? You know, when things happen, there should be a lesson learned. What can we do about it going forward? How can we mitigate these things when it happen? Or when it happen, what actions can we take? You know, we've seen in a short time some incidents that have occurred that just speak volume to where we are as a people and what we need to do to recover. But I just want to sympathize with all of the family and all those victims who were being affected one way or the other. It's sad, no matter what happened. And it speaks to the extent of poverty in our country. That people
Thank
could
you.
take pain and bucket to go fetch fuel. And that's stolen fuel, to be honest. No other way
Thank
to.
you.
But when someone's hungry and they think something, they're going to take advantage of it. Maybe if we had grew up in those same communities and being at the same level, we might have done the same things.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks a lot, Raymond. Yeah, so having said that, we will now transition. I saw Amy on. Okay. I think she has some issues. She's gonna come back. But
She saw me and ran away.
oh, I mean, actually saw you and ran away.
Yeah.
So the road to the speakership is a rocky one, and there are highs and lows. We are in the transition period, not only for the handover of authority from one democratically elected government to another democratically elected government, but the first branch of government is also undergoing some transition as to who becomes the speaker, who becomes the deputy speaker, who becomes the pro tempore, and all of that. Well, as we move on with this, it's all clear now. All of you are aware that Councillor Fonati Kofa and Representative Richard Kuhn from the CDC and Unity Party, respectively, are in the race. And but while this race is ongoing, while this fight is on, this man I guess a lot of you know him. This is Dr. Buffer Chambers. The man to
Put that
the
picture
man
down,
to
man.
whom
Put that picture down. That man traumatized a lot of that brain, man. Put it down.
the man to whom Representative Yeke Koloba said these words. Don't use the word decorous. Don't tell me to be decorous. Don't use big book on me. The people say you not get correct degree. I don't understand that book. Don't use decorous on me. This is Speaker Buffer Chambers. And of course, he served as the boss to Councillor Funanti Kofa. Councillor Funanti Kofa served as deputy speaker during the speakership of Dr. Buffer Chambers. Now, Councillor Funanti Kofa is attempting. He wants to go a step higher to become the Speaker of the 55th Legislature. But while this is going on, Representative Richard Kuhn of District 11 is being heavily supported by the Unity Party. Councillor Funanti Kofa is being supported by the CDC. Of course, for the past 6 years, the CDC had the speaker and the deputy speakership. But while this is going on, Speaker Buffer Chambers, who served as the boss man to Councillor Funanti Kofa, said these words. This is what he said about the whole speakership thing and his own take about Councillor Funanti Kofa being speaker. And I'm going to bring you the response of Councillor Kofa on that issue as well. But let me lay my hand on this. Okay. So Dr. Buffer Chambers, over the weekend, appeared on a local radio station in Maryland County, where he said the deputy speaker, Funanti Kofa, is unfit to become Speaker of the 55th Legislature. That's Buffer Chambers speaking. And he said the reason is that Funanti Kofa is a compromised lawmaker. And from his own evaluation of Councillor Funanti Kofa, having served as his boss during the 54th legislature, he thinks Councillor Funanti Kofa cannot make a better speaker. He cannot make a good speaker at the 55th legislature. He branded Councillor Kofa as a compromised lawmaker, rendering him unfit to preside over the 55th legislature. Then he went on to talk about the other issues. He spoke of conflict of interest, how Councillor Funanti Kofa was in the business of serving as speaker of the 54th, deputy speaker rather, of the 54th legislature, but then serving as a legal consultant, or let's say lawyers, not just legal consultant, but lawyers of several businesses and institutions in the country, something he termed as conflict of interest. He says the lawmaker is compromised. And based on the fact that he's serving in these different capacities, he's serving as legal person for those different institutions, he thinks, Dr. Buffer Chambers thinks that Councillor Funanti Kofa, when given the chance, the opportunity to serve as Speaker of the 55th legislature, he's not going to perform. He says the Deputy Speaker is unfit and he's compromised. He should not be given the chance to serve. Now, Councillor Funanti Kofa, in response, now as a matter of fact, he had a lengthy interview today with a few media houses, few journalists, and he responded to his boss, or should I say his former boss, no, his boss, because as far as we know, yeah, they are still there. So he responded to his boss by saying that his boss is traumatized that the current speaker of the 54th legislature, the third big man in the whole country right now, Councillor Dr. Buffer Chambers, Councillor Fonati Kofa said the man is traumatized, and that's the reason why he's making all these comments. Anthony Williams defeated Councillor Dr. Buffer Chambers in Maryland County. Well, Dr. Buffer Chambers says that defeat was unfair. He's challenging it. The process is on and all of that. So Councillor Fonati Kofa says his boss, he can understand what his boss is going through is due to the trauma that his boss is saying that he's unfit, he's unqualified, he's compromised and all of that. He says he's not going to settle for that because he thinks his boss is speaking from a point where he's very much traumatized. Now, let's take a look at this, folks. This is a word of word between the two high-profile officials of government in our country. Councillor Fonati Kofa served as deputy speaker to this man for the past 6 years. Number one, what exactly is that thing that is now triggering this kind of reaction from Dr. Buffer Chambers? Now, because if John Brown or Peter Paul served as your principal deputy, you know, you were his boss and all of that, if this man is taking a step higher, you who serve as his boss should be the one to push him based on the working relationship, how the both of you worked and all of that. Those two men worked hand in hand, side by side at the legislature for about 6 years. Why is he coming up at this time to be that person that is taking a fight against the deputy speaker? Is there any reason? Now, beyond the reasons provided, now he said that Councillor Kofa is providing consultancy, blah, 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 and other places, and so he's unfit and so forth. Are there reasons beyond what the current speaker is providing? The information provided by Councillor Fonati Kofa as a rebuttal, is it substantial enough for Liberians to listen to, for Liberians to listen to and agree and say that, oh yes, the thing that the Buffer Chamber is saying that not true. The man traumatized, why he making those kind of statement. Now let's get to hear from you guys. You know, on this between the speaker and the deputy speaker. Let's hear from you, Moba.
Thank you. Look, Nelson, let the two people cry, I won't cry. Number one. If Buffer Chiba can come out, right, and tell the Liberian people that Fonati Kofa is corrupt, then why about him? Because he was the speaker. So who is him to tell? It's just like rotating a friend say you can see more than me. Maybe that's something like that. So for me, I don't want to dive into too much, but all I would say, I don't want to go. All I would say, let the Unity Party people come together and vote their own as a speaker. You understand? Let them come together and vote their own as a speaker. Because end of the day, to vote their own as a speaker. Because end of the day, we want a bill go in our place. More especially when for the Liberian people, it shouldn't be complimented. Let the speaker come and talk and put on the floor and make sure Momo last so it can be able to pass into law so our people can benefit. We want somebody that will work along with the president. And because look, listen to what Bobachimo said. He said the man according to what I'm looking at, he said man all involved in beer mounting. So all the things and the allegations until you can come up.
Another thing, Moba, should we treat this thing as just a mere allegation, or is it something that Liberians should buy into, given that the two men have been working hand in hand? And they say when the time you can know the secret between two friends that when they get plowed between it, you know. So is this something for Liberians to buy into, or is this just a plow talk and all this? It's not.
Listen, right? Buffer Chimo know Fonati Kofa more than me and you, because both of them work in the same house. They sit together. When Buffer Chimo can work together, he know we can take over, and they know what they can say. So when he come on, he say the man can hold bribe all the one at you. His second do it. And the reason made the people today voted him out because the people knew that Prophet Timor was one of the corrupt person. And when he come out and say anything, those things, we believe it. For me, I believe it. But you know that sedition, on a crowd, let it cry that own crowd. All we can say, let it carry our own speaker, so at least our bill can be able to pass. Let it cry our own crowd, let it bring our own secret outside. For me, I don't get one problem with that. Let it keep coming or let it keep digging.
So the statement finally from my end, about the statement from Dr. Buffer Chambers. Are you saying here that it is implicating himself? Yeah,
of course.
Dr. Buffer Chambers, he's implicating himself here.
Of course,
when he said that the fanatical fire is unfair, that he's compromised and serving as legal person to all those companies.
Yes, because like
don't you see him as someone who's coming up now to speak out? I mean, that now that he has no baggage, he's speaking out and
all of frustration, a lot of people will say, but I don't think so. He knew within himself, the both of them worked in hands, right? And no, Nelson, nobody can tell you about yourself to somebody besides the person you work hand to hand, your share common knowledge and your share secret. Don't think it get impact. And the person, whatever that person say about you, right?
Thank
you. Within yourself, you know it's true. You're not deny it. You're not come up publicly agree to it. But within yourself, you know what that person saying is true. That's what happened to the both of them. My man, you think all I think you're going to be saying, blah blah blah. You know that's something that comes with that frustration. The corruption too much, and you get to me say, Poverty will be a corrupt man, and then fanatical fanatical will not be included as a deputy speaker.
Thank you.
They can call it 6 and 5 and 6 or 6 and 6 or 6 and 5. So that are the same thing.
Thank you. Let's hold you there and hear from Raymond. Raymond, what's your take on this?
Well, for me, it's something for us to consider very serious. As a matter, a leadership should come with character.
Okay.
A dubious character should not come close to leadership, because what the Liberian people voted for in this election is character and a change, and a good change, a change that will transform their lives and give us responsible and good governance.
Okay.
And another component to this is our partner, the Americans, want to see responsible leadership and are indicting people for corruption. So if this government's going to get going with corrupt people at the helm of power, it's just going to be a bottleneck going forward. So sometimes criminals can tell on their
own. I will join you later.
Sometimes criminal can give information on another criminal. You don't dismiss it because the person's a criminal. We all know Buffer Chambers has a stink character, and in the Liberian political space, isn't one that people should applaud. But when he comes with some of these information, even prosecutors could even use another criminal to serve as witness against another because they have information that others might not have. So when he provides all this information, we can't dismiss it. And I think fanatical reporter was lazy. You know, he didn't speak to the issue.
But he's traumatized. He's speaking from the place of trauma.
Yeah, that's why I call it lazy. You know,
how is that lazy, Raymond? How is that even lazy, Raymond?
Grave allegation made against him, and he didn't speak to it. He just tried to dismiss it by saying someone is traumatized. He didn't speak to the issues. He didn't say there was no iota or truth in any of things said. He didn't go into the nitty-gritty to debunk it by other factual information. He just dismissed the whole thing. If you came and put us, I said, "Oh, man, Nelson, don't say truthful things." I just dismissing what you said. I'm not trying to defend myself what you said.
But what did you expect him to say? Now, with all these issues being raised by his former boss or his current boss, now he calls a couple of media guys, and they're sitting somewhere doing an interview, and he's speaking to this issue. What did you expect him to say? If you were in his case, what would you have said?
If I was in his case, I wouldn't be running for speaker.
Raymond?
Muted.
If I had such a stink character, I would not try to go close to leadership, because I believe that's a very serious matter. It should be left for people who have lived a life exactly prior to such. So if I messed up my life, I would try to live a private life. And I
Okay.
think he started the interview saying that he's not an injured. He alluded to the fact that he got a stink criminal records. He said that.
Okay.
So if he has such record, he should stay far from leadership.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Let's hear from you, George, and then we'll take Amy.
No, thank you, Nelson. And what I want to say on this matter is that, unlike the president and vice president of the Republic of Liberia, the speaker and the deputy speaker are elected separately, right? So
Yeah.
it's not like they elect me, you know, speaker. Then I say, Nelson, you are my deputy, right? So these are two elected positions, right? So let's look at it in a way that they can disagree. You know what I mean? It could be like, you my deputy, and I really like the way you do things, but because you are elected, I can't fire you. You know what I mean? I can't change you. So I will just keep you there because that's your job. You know what I mean? You are elected to do it. So I will leave it.
Yeah. Let me just come in from there, George, because those two men worked together for the past 6 years. I stand to be corrected, even as a media person, but I've not heard of any major disagreements that the two individuals have had until now. Until now that things are falling apart. Until now that the very man who served as his boss is coming out to leak all those different information, something which even the public did not know. First of all, what is it that is triggering this particular action?
Yeah. So
by the speaker, and is there even something to go by talking about all of what he's saying about Councilor Kofa?
Yeah, Nelson, the same thing happened. Let's just backtrack a little bit. President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joseph Boakai, the now president-elect, they were together. No one heard anything that was, friction between them. There was no commotion that we heard throughout the 12 years they spent there. But when Boakai was saying how to run as president, Ellen did not support him, even though we did not hear any quarrel. But you know what? In professional capacities, sometimes professionals don't come out to say anything in the public. You know what I mean? They can sit in-house and deal with each other. You know what I mean? On professional level, that they disagree, but the disagreement cannot spill out to the media or spill out to the people, right? Because it will be a complete contradiction to the leadership they want to provide for the people. You know what I mean? When you and your boss fighting, you know what I mean? Nothing goes on well. Even the little ones that are supposed to go in the field to work, they don't go there anymore. You know what I mean? Because you guys are fighting because you're not providing that leadership anymore. So it might have been that these guys did not agree, did not see eye to eye, but because they were all elected, so they had to work together. Like for instance, if I would say from just looking inside from outside, that if Buffer Chima or the speaker had his will, right? Yaga Kulba wouldn't be a lawmaker today. You see that? But he did not openly go out there and say Yaga is not worth, because even though I believe that Yaga don't want to be a lawmaker, you know what I mean? But that does not indicate the fact that he's a lawmaker.
You say you believe that Yeke isn't worth to be a lawmaker?
No, he for me, to me, my gate ball, I was saying on training before I made him a gate ball. Because I think he's not qualified. What does a God know? What does a God know? Just tell me today, what does he know?
No, listen.
You gotta respect the elders, George.
It's a waste of education. It's an abuse of education for you to put such a man to such position that he cannot even read 4-page document. That guy cannot.
No.
Let's forget about that. What I want to say is that, look, it is pathetic for our leaders to be fighting this time around. Look, I will want, because these two guys are seditious. I want to believe they are seditious, and I think they need to settle this thing in house and stop coming to the public to create an image that is not synonymous with our party, because our party, we are peaceful people. We are people who, will always let it slip into our lives. So I will urge them, using the public manner, to ask them to go in-house and settle this thing and stop coming to the public, because it is not helping any of them.
Wow. Now, is this happening? Is this commotion in any way? Can this be linked to any form of undermine from? Do you really have this feeling that Speaker Chambers is, or let's say at some point he felt undermined by Councillor Kofa? Do you have any feeling of such?
Look, I
Maybe
think, I
he's
think,
stepping back.
I think I want to believe that. If you can remember, Fonati Kofa always been somebody who you can understand how he works.
Hmm.
If you remember when he gave some money to some people in Grand Crew when the president was there, when they say rescue mission, you remember that scene, that video? I
Hmm.
myself, I don't really trust him. To be realistic, he's a partisan, but he's a kind of guy who, because of a professional output, the things he does, it's very hard to understand exactly where he stands with issues and whether he stands with the party or he stands between there. I still don't know. But the thing is that I think the current speaker feels undermined because he felt that his seat in Maryland should have been given to him. But he also feels that the party put somebody against him that beat him, Mr. Williams. So it's just one of the things that we need to sit down in house and speak to matters that we
No,
don't need to
it's
come in the
this thing
public to
is
talk
like
about
the
it.
CDC washing her dirty clothes outside. Let me put it that way. Uh, at a point in that interview, I'm gonna come to you. I mean, but at a point in that interview, finally for you, George, he said that he has complained. He has complained, um, Dr. Chambers to
Mhm.
Chairman Moba Malu.
Yeah.
He said he already now lodged a mail complaint to the chairman, Mobile Malu, to the CDC chairman. So now looking at the way this thing is going, the two senior officials of government who comes from the CDC are having this kind of issue in the public. Do you really see this as something that the CDC chairman, Mobile Malu, can handle?
Look, I think it should be something that he should handle. I don't know whether he can, because to where it is now, these are two powerful people in government. They're not
Mm.
just in the party. Because in the party, he's the boss there. But this is not happening in the party. This is happening in government. So the thing is that they are elected officials. So if you look at the standing, they are higher than him. So I don't see it because look, anybody can just jump on today and resign from any political party. That's what our constitution says. Today I can say I'm no longer a sedition and it's done. You know what I mean? But you cannot say I'm no longer a speaker. You know what I mean? Because you are elected to that position. You know what I mean? You have to resign, you have to do all sort of things. So to where I see it is that I think these guys, they are all professionals. Dr. Chambers and Fonati Kofa, these people are people we all, look up to. And I think they have to show example and lead by example and make sure that they can, iron out things without creating all the mud they are creating now.
Now, uh, I mean, let's hear from you your take on this. The commotion or the word of words, let me put it that way, between the two senior officials of government.
Okay, thank you, Nelson. Hi, everyone. Merry Christmas, and I hope you all had a great Christmas. Not you, George. I don't know where you
Oh,
are,
come
but
on. Oh, come on.
yeah, but
Thanks, Emmy.
I kind of want to agree with George a little bit today because let me land, Tori. Don't, it's not all the way yet. Just so yeah, I would agree with George a little bit today. People, I don't know why he's coming out now saying something like this. And like George said, you cannot be working together and be arguing in public and all of that. And he mentioned Ellen Johnson Sirleaf and Joe Buarkai. But a couple of months ago, my brother George wanted Joe Buarkai to be the one to be doing that here. They said Joe Buarkai was there with Ellen for 12 years. He never said anything. They wanted him to come in the public and undermine his boss. But the speaker and the deputy speaker is a different situation now with them. It shouldn't happen. So I don't know what You can't have your cake and eat it at the same time, my brother. So it's not. I think the vice president and the president is a bigger deal than we were even said that the speaker and the deputy speaker that you cannot disagree, but you want for the vice president and the president to disagree in the public is was something that you wanted to see because Joe Biden did not do it, so he was not fed. He was all kinds of things were said about him. But anyways, I kind of feel the same way about. I don't want Fanati Kofa to be a speaker, but I don't think that Buffer Chima is saying anything that I should listen to or anyone should listen to. He could just be saying that because he's beta. There could be something that happened between them before, and now he feel like he's gone. He's no
Okay.
longer gonna be there. So he's bitter and he wanna since I'm not there anymore, let me just sing the ship with everybody in it. Kind of, something like that could be going on. Or he could
But
be
I mean,
right too.
yeah, and that's where I'm coming from. The points he's making now, like not a lot of people in the country even knew that Councillor Funati Kofa was a legal consultant or providing legal services to some of those businesses and individuals he spoke of. He let it out to the public. It's like someone coming from your house and telling the rest of the world that you eat this, in fact, you like this, and you do that. It's easier for anyone to believe. So, as he let those things out, he's not just letting it out, but he's doing a follow up, telling the Liberian people, giving the Liberian people reasons why Councillor Fonati Kofa should not be elected Speaker of the 55th legislature. He thinks that Councillor Fonati Kofa is compromised in the first place. And then secondly, he says the councillor is unfit. Now, this thing is this something for anyone listening to go by? I mean.
So Nelson, this is what I'm coming from, right? Speaker Buffer Chima is not telling us anything that we don't already know about Fanati Kofa being compromised by being a lawyer to this other firm or to this other person and serving in that position. I think Spoon had already talked. We already talked about all of that. So it's nothing new that he's telling us now, right? Like I said, he's just trying to do this because, my opinion, he's bitter. He's probably it was something that happened before between them, and he's trying to sing the whole ship, the CDC ship or whatever, because maybe he needed help somewhere and they did not help him out. So I will not be the only one going out. I'm gonna sting everybody, sort of speaking, something like that. But he's not the owner. We already know these things. He's not giving us anything that, oh my God, bombshell, we didn't know this. No.
Okay, so it's not that kind of bombshell. But
it's not that kind of bombshell. Everybody knows
response.
that Ofonati Kofa is compromised. He's not fit to be a speaker. We already said that over and over again. But for Buffer Chima to come and be the one to be saying that, I don't think it should be anything serious that anybody should take extra serious than it already is. Fonati Kofa is not.
So, I mean, let's look at the response. Let's take a look at that a bit. Someone comes up and says something about you. You did it versus you don't. You versus you didn't do it. The response will say out.
Yeah.
The response will say out. Someone listening using their independent critical mind to analyze what was said versus how you responded will be able to draw a logical conclusion from there. What can you say about the response of
absolutely not saying
he said the man is traumatized, and in fact he already lodged a man complaint to the party chairman.
I don't know, he's traumatized from beating or whatever, but his response, again, I'm saying maybe I'm not gonna give any credence to him. We are all colleagues, we are all from the same party, and he wanna go dirty. I'm not gonna go low with him. But then again, it could be true. he knows what the speaker is talking about. And if I respond in certain ways, maybe he might want to bring out more dirty clothes in the public. So let me just ignore it and try to make him look like he's cuckoo, something like that. Maybe that's what's going on.
You
But
think he doesn't
just
want
from my
more
just
bombshells, and that's why he responded that cool way? He doesn't want more
you don't want
bombshells.
more bombshell to come out for you. Oh, you think I'm lying? I got proof. And so that maybe he's trying to avoid all of that or more, noise in a public and something that. So that's how he just went ahead playing cool with it. But like I said, it's nothing new. We all know Fanatikofa is not fit for the reason that he already mentioned. We already said it. Okay, but for he coming with all the extra thing that he want to come out with and say, oh, Fanatikova did. If Fanatikova did these things, you were the speaker or you are the speaker. How can he go over you and do these things without you being involved in it?
Okay,
So,
thank you. I mean, let's hear from Francis on this. Francis?
Yeah, for me, the first thing I'll talk about is amazing how we come on here and talk about respect for elected officials when it's convenient for us, but insult another elected officials like Yeka Kolova. But I'll just leave that one for the rest of the Liberian people to see what's happening here, But also to address the buffer chamber stuff, they say when the house not say the street will not buy you. So even though we have addressed this thing, we could all be speculating about, oh, he's compromised, oh, he did this. But for it to come from buffer chamber, it has weight. It has weight because this is his fellow partisan. Who knows what they talk behind closed door, the kuku jimuku, everything that the buffer chamber is privy to. That so when he says something, it's not, I disagree with myself. I mean, on that side a little bit because if buffer chamber says something. Yeah, we just out here on Spoon, whatever, speculate all we want. But for somebody in house to say something, especially from the same party, to me, it carries more weight than anything anybody else can say from outside. Even though we may say, okay, he's compromised because he's a lawyer, his friend represents these other companies and things like that. But I also admonish the Liberian people. You voted for President-elect Barker for change. So the mistake you guys made by even electing Fanatic Kofa to become a lawmaker with his criminal past. Forgive yourself by calling a lawmaker and demanding that they don't vote for him to become speaker. Because that would be the biggest insult to the country at large. You don't joke with things like that, brother. He's playing on the world stage, on the international stage, and we here talking about, we want people to come out, want investors to come to the country, want Liberia to be taken seriously. But you put a felon, a felon in to make laws. How can you ask a criminal to make laws to prevent crime? That's just backwards thinking, Liberian people. But maybe I didn't know all the things you're voted for him to be lawmaker in the first place. But don't let him get to the third most powerful office in the land. That will just tell us how we're not serious for nothing. We are just jokers in that country if we allow this guy to, with this kind of criminal record, to become a speaker. Please. So,
now going back a little, Francis, to some of the things that Dr. Bofachima said, comparing it to the response. I mean, where do you stand? Was the response appropriate? Did they appropriately address some of the issues that were raised by Speaker Bofachima against the deputy speaker?
Yeah, I mean, I'll give it for Fanatic Kofa. He spoke very eloquently during that interview. I mean, I actually sat there for some time and listened. I said, "Oh, that let me make some point." But just think about who he is and snap me back to reality. But yeah, he dismissed Buffer Chamber assertions or accusations very eloquently. And I will give him that. Because anything beyond that will probably cause a major uproar and things like that. And this is politics. You're not going to come back and say, like I think somebody mentioned, I don't know, Amy or somebody mentioned, oh, maybe Bobachima know more about that, could come back. And Bobachima is leaving. Yeah. So you don't chase a Christian man when he takes your clothes. So say he leaving, you Fonadikova, you are in the house and you running for speaker. You're not trying to create a fight with somebody that have no dog in no skin in the game. So yeah, he eloquently dismissed Buffer Chima the way a politician would do. But I just imagine my Liberian people, the mistake I made by electing Fonadikova, call all your representatives, tell them if they vote for him to be speaker, y'all will vote them out the next term around, because this Liberia is not a joke. We shouldn't be embarrassed and insulted on the world stage like that.
Okay, so now, finally, he said that he has taken the complaint to the chairman of the party, Chairman Molu. Do you see Chairman Molu as that person in the right position, mentally and everything after the massive defeat, mentally, everything to handle this kind of issue?
Absolutely not, because he can be serious. If he claimed that Fonadi Kofa is bad for the country and he shouldn't be anywhere near the speakership, which of course we all agree, and you coming out publicly to address this situation, why take it back in-house to your party chairman? Why can't you bring it to the Liberian people in the open and put it out there so everybody can know? But you go behind closed door again to the party chairman. It don't make any sense. It don't make any sense. Seriously, you can't be serious about it.
Okay, thank you. Let's take Ture. You spoke already, right? Okay, so let's take you to Ray, and then we'll take Praise.
Yeah, I'm not gonna even stay on this, to be quite honest. I don't know which one is troubling. Babachima telling us who are the speaker, who are not qualified to be speaker. I mean, this is, man, it's just a travesty, man. It really
It's comical.
that dude will just sit down somewhere. We don't need any sort of whatsoever reference point from him. Who should he?
No, but he says the deputy speaker is unfit. His deputy for 6 years is unfit.
Man, bro. The only thing that's unfit in the whole situation is his words coming from Babachim's mouth. Right? He should not be speaking on nothing. Let him just go sit down. The way like Brompo retiring, let him just go enjoy retirement. You know what I mean? Like, just look, man. For whatever, look, I don't like any of these guys anyway. Whatever Babachima is talking about, that they gotta have, or he representing businesses, conflict of interest.
Yeah.
If that's true.
Oh, Ture. Something hooked. Something just hooked your.
Somebody finish calling him.
Yeah. I hope
George, this is not Liberia.
I hope Councilor Kofa did not call you. Let's again mess with internet. Yeah, but let's hear from you, Prince. Let's hear from you.
Well, again, let me say Merry Christmas to those
doesn't tell him for one screen. I'm getting tired open.
Those that were not on this platform.
No, the guy will come on
when we started the show.
Okay.
Raymond and Ture and George. You know, nothing. When the people tells you that your reputation matters in anything you do not take it for a joke or a play. That's number one key. I want to just ask, when we sit on the show and insult other lawmakers that people voted for, it's in your best interest when you do it. But when somebody do it to your own representative, then you get a no. You go crazy or off the sky. You denigrating honorable Call from district number 10. Saying he know nothing.
Yeah,
4 pages. Nelson, just give me a little break. George,
yeah, I don't want us to divert, because an attempt for us to go deep into that thing, we will start.
The man a defense lawyer. The man a defense lawyer. Game changer.
let's end this discussion. I will come back to that particular discussion. We'll end with it. Whether or not Representative Yeke Koloba is a cool lawmaker material, we'll come back
They
to
may
that.
not warfare. They may not warfare. I'm not insulting him. I'm talking about competence. I'm talking about competence.
Let's hear from you, Prince. Let's hear from you.
Let me just make the show decent. Let me go back to the topic. First thing first, since Buffer Chima was in the house for 6 years, how many laws that he passed that benefited the Liberian people? How many? But instead, for their own selfish greed in our house, 68% are sedition. That's number one. Number two, you can steal, right? Then you call it a friend rule. What does that imply?
So let's agree that they making steal. But they make and tell you say, though I can steal, but road coming in your hole. You are not listening to that man. I tell you say road coming in your hole, or you will say because they make it steal. I will not. No, I'm just using that very line of reason. You will say because they make it steal. So when you tell you say road coming in your hole, close your door. You say you closing your door because they make it steal.
Nothing. And then I will tell you say, oh man, I'm not steal your laptop. Now he got a laptop right with him because you know how you got a laptop. So the thing there is that then you taking over to your party chairman. When last the seditions, Buffer Chimone, that was in that house, that led the house for 6 years. When last he recognized Monoba Molu as party chairman. Or when last the seditions that were up there recognize Monoba Molu as sedition party chairman. When they were failing already? When they were failing already in a dream? It was the time you were recognizing Monoba Molu? It's late. You took the party chairman, you took it from you left Monoba Molu and you took the commissioner for maritime. You know to be the campaign. Who does that? The thing there is that Nelson, because Buffer Chima know to himself already, the games have been going through that house between he and Funadi Kofa, and now he been left down in the dream. So he wants somebody to ride with him down the ship. Nelson, we keep on the show. We said, even Funadi Kofa, he's not competent and capable to be the third man in command for the Republic of Liberia. Again, on the same show, someone said again that Liberians, because of poverty, because of not having what they can eat a day, the regular meal, they make law. They put people into places that will harm them. For example, Bill Tory. Why you think they put data for? Because they're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Because they're hungry. This is number 15. I know DJ Blue. What is he going to say in our house? What is he going to say? Liberians, until we go from the state of the mind to be composed that, hey, before you make somebody your lawmaker, there should be somebody of competence. The competence in somebody put they are not there. It's not there. You got sanction on Nathaniel Gay.
So this is very important. Now let's come back to this thing.
Yeah.
The lawmaker said his deputy is unfit. He's compromised. Now, assuming let's put the lawmaker thing aside. Let's put Speaker Buffer Chima's thing aside a bit. Okay. Let's assume that Councillor Funati Kofa for real is serving, providing all these legal services to those businesses and everything that Councillor Dr. Chima spoke of. Does that render him unfit to serve as Speaker? Would that, for any reason, render him unfit?
The first difference, Nelson, Funati Kofa had a criminal history. That's number one. Now, two, reason why he left for Unity Party to join the CDC, Because why? He observed that, hey, this rap, I'll go on a CDC belt and I can be deputy speaker. Now, what I'm trying to say, why Bedford Chimon sat down there for 6 years? 6 years. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Right? He know the funding cover was asked of that person. Didn't he know? He know. Sometimes when he's not in section, who takes the next seat? Funding cover. Who is still in section if he travel. So it's not like somebody you don't know. That's why I said to you again, I said, Nelson.
So why do you think he's speaking out like this at this time?
Because, Nelson, he's speaking out because, one, greed, selfishness. He's gone down already. He won't take somebody to go down with him.
Okay, thank you.
Word. 6 years, you tell Liberians about this man. And then now you want to tell all the city who've been talking on the show, whoever look at it to Kofa, that he was.
Thank you.
But a lot of businesses are in Liberia there. He's a counselor. Conflict of interest. It should not be that way. But again, Liberians, we got to be serious for one. We got to be serious for one, Nelson. That's what I was saying.
Thank you, sir. Ture, you want to end up in just 30 seconds quickly?
Yeah, just to piggyback off of what senior man Prince was talking about. To be quite honest, Nelson, look, both of these individuals have absolutely, like for real. You know what I'm saying, right? But it's just like the saying goes, man. You have to find a lesser of two evils. If that's the case, neither of them will be my choice. But at the end of the day, whatever it is. I mean, look, we have to do better as a country. I totally agree. We have to do better as a country. And some of the things that you're talking about, Prince, like anybody should not just wake up want to be representative. Anybody should not just wake up want to be senator, right? Like when people sending people out there, they should be their best. I mean, like they got talking about DJ Blue, right? I mean, I'm not trying to take a shot at the brother. I don't know him. I don't know whatever. But Prince them been around for a while. They probably know exactly who these guys are. You know what I mean? And the other queen that I also wanted to be represented. You know what I mean? Like people need to go to school. People need to better themselves. People need to get some kind of profession somewhere that they have excel at. Then later in their career path, they want to go into public service. That's what people do over here. That's why the people that are representing some of us here. These people, some of them are doctors, some of them are accountants, some of them are lawyer. They just endeavor into that space now because they want to contribute to the society, right? That's their motivation. They're not going there because of the salary. They're not going there because of what they can get from there, but they're going there to what? To build legacy. All right. You know what I mean? That's what public service should be about. Like that's why America, if you look down into their history, you see like Abraham Lincoln and right. Like these guys, they were like Obama.
Thank you.
That man left from Harvard University. He would have gone to any law institution and make more money than being a president, right? But by the end of the day, so I mean, we need to be inspired into going into this career path to what we can do in that area, but not what we can get from there. But apparently in Liberia, it's just the opposite.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
In Liberia, I was stumbled.
Thank you, Ture. Yes, it's very important. We will have to talk about this. We'll always talk about these things. We have to go to the lines and take few calls, hear what our audience have to say about this. But this whole thing you brought up about representing Yeke Kolba. Listen, Liberians are in and out of this country trust and believe Representative Yeke Kolba as one of those lawmakers who has stood up for them. So, Josh, if you say Representative Yeke Kolba is not a good lawmaker, then a lot of people will be angry at you. Because Representative Yeke Kolba is one person whom a lot of Liberians they love. They love this man because of the way he stands up for the Liberian people.
And that's why I always travel the road that is so narrow, right? Not the road that is rarely traveled. I don't come on the show looking for popularity or saying the things that people will love to hear so that they can like me. I don't want anybody to like me if I'm not doing the right thing, if I'm not saying the right thing. Look, people can love, people. Let me tell you, on the show, on Spoon, when people are talking about social issues and Stanton is not there, the view can go down just like they're going in the water. But they are talking about serious social issues that people have to listen to live a better life. But nobody is there, to listen. But as soon as Stanton comes on, the CEO, and he says some outlandish thing, the whole place can get
You
full.
said outlandish
People
thing?
like.
What do you mean outlandish thing?
Okay, the last time he came, as soon as they told this, the show was so poor. Myself, I was watching the show. I was driving. I was watching the show. It was so poor, but I like the way Dr. Richardson and Brother Dwello was the things they were saying. They made a lot of sense to me. But guess what? People were just leaving. I look at the view. It was like I think 116. I'm like, oh my God! Stanton appeared. You know what he said? He said, "Cemetery finished. Thomas don't now. They don't want me to talk." The whole place got crowded. The whole thing, it went from 116 to almost to 1.3 thousand people. I said, you see, that's why Jaga Koroba won election, because he can say outlandish things and people just feel, how they work, they don't want to know. You see, that's the thing. And that's why I don't say popular things, and I will not do that for anybody.
George, there was something in media they call
sensationalism.
It sells when it bleeds.
Yeah. So you see, and that's why. Guess what? But guess what?
Okay.
Things that sell don't make sense most of the time. At the end of the day, they don't add anything to our life, no value to our lives, right?
Cannot make a good lawmaker. You think he's not a good lawmaker?
No, I don't think he is. And guess what? The reason I think he's not is that if Yaka Koloba had a discipline, right? Jacob Colbert, the only thing I heard him say, he used to be security for Lebanese people's stores. He used to be their security, and they used to pay him. And he said when you're going to lose the election, you're going to go back to being your security for the Lebanese people to be paying him. Don't laugh, man. I'm telling you seriously. I'm telling you seriously that what he said. He said it from his mouth. He said it from his mouth. He said it from. That's why he said, and if you go to him now, he will tell you, I listen keenly when people speak. And I tell that thing for him. He said, I'll go back to doing my security work. That's what I was doing before I came to this job. So when I lost, I'll go and be my Lebanese post source. Such a man.
In your own analysis, why do you think the representative cannot be a good lawmaker? That's what I want to get from you.
Okay. Nelson, the first thing we have to look at, what do we want from lawmakers? We want people who can navigate.
Lawmaking, representation, oversight, that responsibility that they make it.
But guess what? Oversight. Mm-hmm. If they bring any documentation, even Yaga Koloba, and then you say, look at the document, that 50-page document, someone writes it for us, Yaga Koloba, the next thing will start cursing. Because he cannot do it. Let me tell you, people who are less intelligent can cause noise. They will just cause noise and they will spot a whole thing, the chocolate, the whole bowl. Then you'll sit down.
That's what you there.
He cannot. He cannot.
And
guess what, Nelson? Let me just close by saying this. Nelson, let me just close by saying that there is a difference between challenging somebody's intellect and challenging their capability or their competence from insulting them. If I come here and say he talks nonsense, right? I'm insulting him. I don't think he talks nonsense, but I don't think he knows what he's saying, the implication of those things. So guess what? When I say that, I'm not insulting you like others to do on the show and say, George, we are talking nonsense. No. Tell them that this person, I don't support them. I cannot bear with them.
Someone is asking in the comment section, what is the difference between DJ Blue and Yeke Koluba?
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, it's a difference. DJ Blue.
Edwin Clark.
Yeah, I know DJ Blue was deported from America. Something happened there, just like Fonati Kofa. Yeah, he was deported to Liberia. But since he came, he has been very instrumental in driving the entertainment industry. He has reformed and he has been doing a lot of good work.
He doesn't have a profession.
Does he have to be a lawmaker for that?
But Okay, let's hold you there.
Yeah, but DJ Blue, okay, you got to about security, man. Yeah, you go in mind, like when people stores is something that can benefit the Liberian people. Then you go manage people's store and leave our work.
Let's hear from Ami.
George, you know what you're saying is not true. Yaka Konoba never
It's
said
true,
anything
you know
like
that.
And
No,
everything is a lot.
During wartime, George, wartime. He said he used to provide security for them during the wartime.
I believe the only time.
Go ahead quickly. Let's hear you.
Everything is allowing to you when you don't agree with a person. That's when it sounds silly to you. I know that. So if Yaga Konoba was a solution, you wouldn't be saying all the things you're saying right now. You would not. And you talking about people Yaga Konoba cannot read or you said 100 pitch. They have these lawmakers have staff in our offices, right? And this Yaga Konoba who can read is the one who been complaining about your CDC lawmaker bringing bill on the floor the same day and without reading it and signing it and just giving Judge Weah what he wants. So I'd rather this man who can read, caring for my country like that, and not just letting people just bring whatever bill or whatever amount of money they want without them going through it and looking at why, when, and where, and just signing it and giving it over to the president. Then someone who got college degrees and they all master, doctor, and this, that, and they putting my country in trouble.
Okay.
So Nelson, quickly, let me answer Amy.
Yeah, Josh, let's have Amy to they will bring Francis in quickly.
So you can say whatever you want, like the people senator Darius DeLong. What haven't y'all said about that man? But that's the best senator. I don't know much in Liberia, but that my lifetime before Raymond, that's the best senator that I ever seen.
Before Raymond time,
Before Raymond time.
See a glasses there.
That's the best senator Liberia ever had. He doesn't have a doctorate degree. I mean, wrong is wrong. You see wrong, you seen it, you see right, you see it. You don't have to have a doctorate degree. Yes, we need educated people. I'm not saying there's something wrong with that. But these people that y'all always come here and talk about, they're not educated, they don't know this. This man, he doesn't have a law degree, but he knows the law more than some of those lawyers that you have in the Senate and in the House of Representatives. And he advocate for the Liberian
Let's talk about Yeke. Forget about Dylan. We'll talk Dylan another time.
I know Yeke can have his crazy moment, but a lot of things that Yeke talks about.
It's a lawmaker. You can't tell him crazy moment,
please.
You interrupted me, brother.
No, I'm about to mute Josh. I'll mute Josh now.
So Yeke has his moment. He does have his moments and that, but Yeke had these moments. I think when I come to you, George, and I'm telling you something, you and I in a group, and you're doing something constantly that is violating the group. And I keep telling you, and you keep doing that. I think sometimes you gotta expect me getting out of my character and just approach me because I feel like you're not. I'm addressing you in a diplomatic way. You're not listening to me. You're not understanding, or maybe you're not. Maybe let's do it the other way. Then you will understand me. Sometimes that's what happened to Yeke.
Thank you.
I don't think if he addressed Yeke in the way he's supposed to be addressed, look at what's his name? Our car is going to come here on the floor. We will flock you. What? Is this man your child?
Thank you. I mean, let's
get another lawmaker that he was voted, regardless of what you think about him. He was elected like George Weah, like Akara's great at anything. So you have to give him his respect. If you don't give it to him, he come out the way he come out. Is it right? We might not like it, but
thank you.
That's what happened.
But again, just before I move to Francis, this is Josh. You remember the last press conference Representative Yeke Koluba had when he said, if I said a black guy, don't call me your nephew again. We didn't get any relationship again. Right after that press conference, Josh came on the show and said, Representative Yeke Koluba, he didn't know that Representative Koluba was one of the son lawmakers we ever had.
Thank you.
Josh, how come you see?
Oh my God.
You guys are insulting Joe, JMD.
How come you somersaulted in no time, going back to saying that Representative Yeke Koluba? I'm going to come back to you in this, but let me hear from you, Francis.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing when we're talking about, people having, selective memories and stuff like that. That's why we're talking about, right? You can call about that. Man, I'll tell you, I give you an honorary PhD for having common sense, because most of the people in most of our lawmakers lack common sense. Going to university, getting the big degrees, and using 10 different words to say the same thing. So a whole lot of redundancy in their speeches that they be making. So Jürgen Klopp got common sense. All he know is pass a law. The people need roll. Let's get a roll. If people want food prices to reduce, let have to pass laws that reduce food prices. You don't have to go to Oxford University to know that people are suffering. You should pass laws that will reduce gas prices or to put, increase the budget for healthcare and things like that. Because the hospital, they send you to go buy drugs before you come out to the hospital to get treatment. You don't need double PhD for that. So Jürgen Klopp has common sense, but they don't like him because when they come on the floor, the men.
But Francis, do you see this Jürgen Klopp that you say have all this common sense? Do you see him as that Jürgen Klopp is going to remain the way he is for the next 6 years of this administration?
I hope he does, because we need people like him that the Barker administration would be afraid of. Even though this man campaign for us, but he's a loose cannon. Jürgen know he was elected. Barker cannot make him representative, cannot make him win re-election. What he does for his district, I think he has the biggest district, right? He represents
it's not the biggest in terms of size. District 4 so far is the biggest in terms of land space, but in terms of population,
right?
Yeah,
in population. So Jürgen Klopp is a loose cannon. He will make name for himself. So Barker got to work a fine line with Jürgen, because if you mess up, he will call you out on it, and that's why the Liberian people need a representative, senator that will go over there and advocate for them, not a brown envelope. Like
thank you. Let's run through this thing. Let's run through this thing quickly.
10 minutes. 10 seconds. 10 seconds.
Okay, 10 seconds quickly. So we'll bring the next person in.
Now, see, the thing there is the thing about our lawmakers, right? They want to get in that house to make laws that will embetter them. Those are there. Look at the last bill they wanted to pass. When they retire, they must be received for the $5,000. Ain't there sense in that? What have you done for your constituents? What have you done?
Is Jürgen a good lawmaker? Is Jürgen a lawmaker material?
Yes, he is. He is. You know what I'm saying? Just what Francis just said. He don't have to go to Harvard to put the common sense on the docket. He listen and go through the pages that comes as a bill.
A lot of people say he insults. He use invectives. He's raw. He's too vocal.
But that's not common. It happened in the U.S.
Nelson.
No, guys. Let's do this one at a time.
Nelson.
Yeah. We're coming to you next. But Prince, a lot of people say this man insults. He's too vocal.
All the way. Let me take you to the Ghanaian parliament. All the way, the Ghanaians, the parliament, right? Because I spent 10 years there. Those people, before they even become lawmaker, what they got in the community or the constituents that they form, and that's small thing. So they got university, they got hospitals. I'm telling you, with their own hard-earned money.
Okay.
When they get there, the churches.
Thank you.
When saying laws about the part, and they said no, some people that are very vocal. Or you can one, you can, for example, you can say the president went off for 42 days or for the 8 days. What did he bring back? Soccer. The man will just say, you say, the man will
Thank you very much. Let's go you there. We have to go to the lines. We already have people on the line now.
So Nelson, I will not say anything on this one.
So Nelson said, I'm coming next. I'm coming.
Yeah, but Ture, let's hear you quickly.
Look, let me tell you.
I mean, too, coming, guys.
Let me tell you this, Nelson. Look, every member of a team should be valued, right?
Okay.
That's what's Jürgen, right?
Okay.
There are people that are just there to agitate, to make
to
people
be a disruptor.
uncomfortable. A disruptor to make people uncomfortable. There's this soccer player. I don't know whether that will pass your time, Nelson. He used to play for AC Milan.
Raymond that time.
No, actually, my time. I'm not gonna put down Raymond. My time. This
Raymond was out there for his time.
he played for he plays for AC Milan. His name was Gattuso. Or at least his name is Gattuso.
If he Gattuso.
Now that matter. You know what I mean? Nobody will tell you what this guy will do on a team. But everybody love Gattuso because the man, even that man he kicking the ball side, the ball should just leave the opponent feet. He don't care how the ball going. But he started his entire career. He didn't, you know what I mean? So you need everybody there doing their part, right? So Yeke, I agree. Yeke might not be a well-structured guy. You know what I'm saying?
So you agree that he's not well-structured?
Hold on.
No. Ture, let me get that one out.
Look,
you say you agree that he's not well-structured or what?
Of course. Of course. But in terms of X and O's, all right? And that could be it. We have President here, Donald Trump. Donald Trump was unconventional leader, right? He was very, very unscripted, right? But people still voted him in, right? And I'll obviously say to some people he was a great president. So everybody come with their with their skill set. Yeke, I like Yeke. I really do, because Yeke will go to places that no other politician dare to go to, right? And people respect him for that, because he will agitate people. He will make people to do the right thing. Because if you don't do the right thing, guess what? Yeke will come and the whole spoon network, everybody, for some reason, I don't know whether he can call you guys, but as soon as Yeke say he wants to speak, everybody go there, right? So meaning he's doing something.
Thank you, Ture. Okay, so I think
we're going to... Let me say something quick then before you go to the line. Please, just a second.
Okay, no.
I'm
not allowed to speak on this issue.
Raymond.
Are y'all listening on this matter, huh?
Raymond, go ahead. Let's hear you. 30 seconds on this.
Comparing Yeke's representation or how he acts, whether he acts honorably, the answer to that simply is no. Yeke doesn't act in a form and manner that should be used with the word.
Is he a legislative material?
If Yeke will have me to consult him, I would tell him no, he doesn't represent the office properly. Well, notwithstanding, no, he doesn't represent the office of a representative.
But then it means that you're agreeing with Josh.
Yes, definitely.
I agree with him in part. And we have to gravitate to the extent where we can right our wrongs. If we want to reform our community and our society, we should call a spade a spade. Yeke inventives, his language doesn't speak of a decent character. Yet withstanding, the outcome of his speech is a positive thing. Yeke is an advocate who doesn't hold back, and he allows his emotion get the best of him in the moment. And this is a guy who grew up a victim of the Civil War, child soldier. He didn't get an opportunity you and I got to be corrected by our parents, whooped for using profane language. He used it when he shot the guns. But this guy who grew up in that environment grew up with some principle of justice. I live on the old road when Yeke Kulba was the commander on the old. No commando or rebel harass a civilian. If you did that, you got whooped. And it was because of Yeke's sense of justice that the Lebanese boys would pay him to keep their stores kept from breaking in during the wartime. Yeke ensured that stores in the Monrovia area never got broken in. Because any soldier who did that, he went for you. When Yeke served in the police, in the DEA, there were less ghettos around Monrovia because he didn't care. You didn't have money to bribe him. He didn't want your money. Yeke went for you when you were involved with drugs. Okay. But that withstanding, we can still applaud him even in his wrongs. We should be able to draw a line. I cannot allow my daughter listen to Yeke Kulba speak. I can't point at him to my daughter and say he's an advocate. Even though what he does, I appreciate it.
Honestly, I must say
The
this.
means by which he achieved them should also be corrected. And we should look into Yeke Kuluba's face and say, look, we see your energy, we see your good heart, but be a better man. And every day that we have as individuals to live is an opportunity to better ourselves and improve ourselves and be a better version of ourselves.
Is this an advocacy for Yeke?
Yeke is my cousin, brother-in-law. So Nelson, I see the CEO is training. But Nelson, quick one. I just want to applaud my brother. Sometimes we don't agree on everything.
George, just before you come in, this is my closing line, right? George threw a job at Yeke and said Yeke could be his security guard. But look, Yeke got a job after his rebel career, right? He was able to career. Yeah, because that's what Yeke grew up as. Gentlemen, you gotta be honest with the discourse.
Raymond, you're confused.
Was that a career? That's why I'm laughing at.
Raymond, you're confusing me. Let me just come in. Let me tell you how you're confusing me. On one end, you say the man is an advocate. On another end, you say the man is not a legislative material. At another end, you say you can't allow your daughter to listen to this man because you think his choice of words and the way he goes about doing things is not good. And then you come back to say that the man benefited from a rebel job. He did it, So, Raymond, where do you
and this is my closing, right?
Well, Raymond is saying the same thing.
When we were going to school learning, Yeke was shooting guns.
Remember that whole history.
Now, let me close up on this, Nelson. This is Yeke. You can't take it from him. And that's made him who he is. And because he was a rebel, he knew about gun. He's not afraid of other people with gun. That's how he even served and was able to secure other people's store because you can't scare him with a gun, right? But he turned around. He worked in the DEA. He had a job. Unless George Weah, after playing football, he hadn't had a job besides politics. And I think Yeke can discuss the issue better than George Weah is. So if I have to choose any one of them to be a representative or a senator of a legislative material, Yeke will be George Weah. Because when George Weah was senator, he was a mute senator.
He was a mute senator,
He did not
exactly.
discuss any issue concerning the nation. When he became president, he can address the issues. Yeke would if Yeke was the president of Liberia.
Wow.
What?
So Nelson, let me just say my own as well. One thing I like about the Liberian people, when you're not shouting, when you're not yelling, when you're not hollering, when you're not cussing people, man, you're not talking nothing in the legislature.
How can you say Yeke will be a security?
That's not true.
Get it, man.
Y'all give me a chance now. Y'all give me a chance.
You don't have to be cussing anybody, Mom, George. You can still stand up for the truth and be. Don't be insulting anybody's mother. Everybody loves.
When you're talking, I kept quiet. When you're talking, I kept quiet.
But
guys,
no,
guys, let's do this now.
But Nelson, who was that representative from Nukutan era that got out? That representative doing Ellington.
Solomon
George insulted
from CDC.
Nelson, can I just speak now, please?
We have to go to the lines.
Let me just say my own problem. Let me tell you, guys. One of the things that we gotta pay keen attention to is how the things people don't tell us. For me, that's the most important thing we need to listen to as people. People will say the things that you want them to hear, that they want you to hear, but you have to listen to what they are not telling you. That's what you need to know. You know why Yeke Kuluba is distancing himself from the current president? Because he knows he survives in anarchy. When he put plenty noise down, he start cussing. That's why he survives. That's why he thrives. That's where his root is. So he will distance himself from the president because he knows that when he with the president now, he will not be able to cause all that noise and he will not survive. Nobody will see him. He will overshadow him. Civility don't sue this guy. He will only anarchy. Where people causing noise, that way he can survive, and we understand that. So that's why you need to listen to. That's why I want to say he's smart. I was saying it in a sarcastic way. Sarcastic. That's what I was using.
The same Yeke a few days ago when he went very raw on this administration. You said Yeke is the smartest man. George, you said that.
Yes.
We have
I
the
said
clip.
sarcasm. Sarcasm. Guess what,
No,
Nelson?
it
You
wasn't
know
a
what?
sarcasm.
You
You were
know why? You know why?
rejoicing because you were insulting
Nelson,
your own man.
Nelson, and that's why I said when people are speaking, let's listen to what they are not saying, right? When I say he's the smartest guy, I'm saying that he will be that's what I said he will be the longest serving lawmaker in Liberian history. You know why I said that? Because he survives in anarchy. He survived because he knows that even Bwakai can bring the whole America to Liberia, people will not be satisfied. People will curse Bwakai, right? People will be angry with Bwakai because poverty will not finish in Liberia on a Bwakai. It will not finish on any person that comes after Bwakai. So he's doing that because he has to
I
survive.
will go another round again.
I don't think the Liberian people are that crazy.
055
Oh, Luca.
They know when Yeke is just being silly and disturbing, the Liberian people will know.
Elston has been holding onto the line for a very long time. Let's squeeze him in before bringing the other calls. Hello, Elston, you are live on the show.
Yeah, Nelson, let me start by
Oh my word, Elston, you held onto this line too long. But they say my WhatsApp, the WhatsApp down. I don't know. Hello, let's take this person. Hello. Sorry, let me do this. Hello, are you there?
Yeah, Nelson.
Yes, okay. Now you're live. Go ahead, sir. You're live on the show.
Yeah, Nelson, this is Alfred Davis. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Okay, let's hear you. Let's hear your contribution to the discussion.
You just made mention of a tanker that had an accident. We told that who was driving the tanker? What company owns it?
Well, details are still coming in with respect to that. Yeah, more details are still coming in.
So you'll be enlightening us as who was responsible for who was driving the tanker.
Certainly.
Okay. Thank you for answering my question. I have other things to ask, but let me let other people get their questions too.
Okay.
And I'm calling from overseas, so it will take a while for me to hold on. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Hello, Elson, you are back on. Let's hear you.
Am I live?
Yeah, you're live. Go ahead.
So you have a known representative in Yakokoloba. His family is traveling, and they get stopped. You will get frustrated. These people were not stable in dealing with issues, so they needed somebody who would be in stable with them. They don't need everybody to lay in the bed with them. You have all the other people in the bed with them, and they're compromised. Not everybody going to be compromised. You may not like how he proffered his message, but the greater good is you are speaking for people who are suffering gravely. Under a president who, for instance, left a country for more than 40 days to go and watch sports when the people had a rights crisis that was stapled ahead. We did not have rights on the market, and the president left. Somebody going to be stable and deal with everything? No. Everybody cannot be the same. That will matter sometimes, and you are a little imprudent the way you dealt with them. But on the overall, it worked. And when there's a turtle, you got to put some fire on its back.
Thank you. Again, this thing has gone. I'll have to restart it. Let's take this person. Hello, you're live. Go ahead.
Yeah, good morning.
Morning. Let's hear you.
Yes, I'm George Watkins Jr. and I'm from district number 13.
George Watkins?
Yeah, George Watkins Jr.
Go ahead, Josh.
Yes, firstly, I would like to thank you, God, for the talking point. I've been quietly and listening to people. You know, the issue about what Timothy ought to say. Kufa is a criminal. Timothy is not lying, just that he's going out, so he's frustrated. And then right now he's trying to play out to admit that Kufa is a bad criminal. And such an individual cannot be trusted to be the speaker of the house. So I don't see Funati Kufa to be a speaker material.
Okay.
Yeah, on a serious note.
You think Funati Kufa is not a speaker material, right?
Yes, I think Funati Kufa to be a speaker material.
Thank you. Let's
hold you there. A convicted criminal.
Okay, let's hold you there and take this person. Hello. Yeah, good morning. It's good to have you on.
Strong, you're too strong. Okay. How can a ticket tell pass the black? What his name? Buffer Chinma saying that Funati Kofa is not qualified to be a speaker, while he served under him as a deputy.
But why
Then
why
he
do you
wants
think he's
the-
speaking out like this at this time?
I don't know. I think he feels that if Funati Kofa become a speaker, he's gonna be a little moderate with the UP because he's somehow, remember now, Funati Kofa came for another party, right? To join the CDC because he wanted to rub shoulders with those people to be recognized for him to get the post that he got. So now, it's almost like he's speaking in the terms of Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. Joseph Barker served under her for 12 years. But during the election, see what she did? She said that he was not fit to be president. So she rather support. That's how other people understood it. She rather support you than the man that served under her for 12 years, except for husband. So it's the same trend I think he's trying to take, but I don't know. He just feel that Funati Kofa will not go with their broker.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you
Thank
very
you.
much. Let's take another person. Okay, let's go back to this line. Talk to this person. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you are live. Let's hear you. Your name and where you call from.
Thank God so much. Paco, qualification.
Paco, why you always host? Paco, go ahead.
Yeah, I was in there.
Oh, you're in there. Go
I'm
ahead.
very interested in the topic. Or the jacket being it. Yeah, topic. The activity speaker were feeling to joke how in the house. They should not care that the individual is solving the problem to the what the jail color said. If the second color said, you are the speaker, you never talk about the Liberian people. And really bad, the opposition cannot be the speaker. No way, no country beside our country, because United States or America, wouldn't be happy. But in Africa, see that the opposition must be the speaker.
Thank you.
Now, he made a comment, organ might be laughing, I won't comment. He will not take it. That's the one stopping Liberian people. Wow.
Thank you.
Hello.
Thank you, Paco.
Yeah, you might not take it. We'll pay people in Canada. Pay other people. You might not take it.
Thank you.
Pay it. And to Yaka play a coming. So Yaka speak for the Liberian people in the country.
Okay.
What people are solving Yaka was the person. When I have a cover Yaka, the future, you not and Paul or more on the president elect one at the office. Why take the airway? Trying to
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Paco. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Thank you, Paco. You just wake up, you fire that out when you are not sleeping, that's what you are coming to.
I know, right?
Let's take this call from Sierra Leone. Hello, you're live. Hello.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, no, this is Alpha David. I'm calling from Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, but I see Sierra Leone. Okay, well, go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, well, I was just want to inquire as to who became the Speaker of the House and the Deputy. We are not going to follow up on that. I would like to know if possible, please.
No. The process is still on yet. So in January we should be knowing what the outcome is. As you know, it's the representatives that will be voting in that particular election. So they will be deciding what happens there. Yeah.
So is it going to be something live, or how is it going to be knowing? Will we know it through Spoon as well?
Yeah, you get to know through Spoon, but I can't state exactly how their setup or everything is going to be. I can't really say that here, but it's going to be on here. You will get all the updates on that here. Okay. Thank you. Let's take this person. Okay, sir. Hello, you're live.
Yeah. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, this is VNG calling from somewhere in town. I just want to tell some of your
panelists on your show. We love Yeke Koloba. That's why Yeke Koloba got the highest vote ever in the history of our country as a representative. We do not need people with PhD. We want the message. Let it go back to the election brought Donald Trump to power between he and Hillary Clinton on a debate. See how he insulted Hillary Clinton. Then he go back. Then he's talking about because he's a civilian. I am a United Party man, but even if Joseph Boakai is going wrong, and Yeke Koloba say, I will still love him no matter how he plays. See where Yeke go went to under the CDC government. He had to send his family out of the country. He had to be running behind him at night, threatening him. What you expected him to do? Come and give them egg at the next day? No. Yeke spoke the way he spoke and how a leader should be.
Thank you.
Yeke stood his ground.
Thank
Yeke is a true Liberian.
Thank you.
Love him. Thank you. Tell like your American people we're living in America.
No, my man, don't be denigrating to the folks on the show now. We're not tolerate that, please. Thank you. Hello.
Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, go ahead. You're live.
Yeah, this is Mr. Wawa speaking from New Matara Estate this morning.
Let's hear you, sir.
No, the game you play here, I really enjoy it. You started with Buffer Chimo. Buffer Chimo and his friend is the same game that Ellie and Uncle played a game. When they were working together, they were not able to tell the Liberian people what actually going on between them. It's equally so as Buffer Chimo and his friend, when they were in the honorable house doing everything together, they never informed us about anything. Now that they have separated, the other man is coming back, Buffer Chimo is not coming back. Now he's trying to denigrate his friend, and his friend will not be having chance to sit down in that post. And his friend fought him. So we the Liberian people are the one that going to look at it. If even your idea will not satisfy, we can move you. And again, Yeke Koloba, if you open the Liberian people's heart, you will see Yeke Koloba there with green, very bright.
Wow.
That man, he is the man that will tell you that they will happen and it will happen. And the one man, the open government was so vexed on him, they used to go and embarrass him, even at his own house. Police people have gone there, the even Springfield and RIA, they have gone and stopped the man family from leaving this country. He alone to suppress him. The civilians were totally against Yeke Koloba.
Thank
Let
you.
me tell you. And that's why Yeke Koloba got a vote. Today,
thank you, sir.
He will not do it because no United Party man will go to work and abuse that man. We will never get him that respect. Any position you only over there.
Thank you, sir. Let's hold you there and take this person. Hello. Thank you, sir. Hello, you're live. You're live.
Morning.
Yeah, good morning. Let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, I'm Stephen Barkley. I'm calling from Crown Hill.
Yeah, let's hear you. Go ahead, sir.
Okay, I know that it's not a talking point, but since the registration have been opening, have been trying, I can't get you people, my people. Facing problem, my people, I want you people to help me. My eyes, all my businesses, I lose all. I said, yeah, I can't even move. I can't make a move. And it not happened to me before, my people.
Okay, so
I'm Stephen Barkley. I'm Crown Hill.
Okay, thank you, Stephen. Thank you.
Yeah, my alpha.
Okay. We'll take the last two calls and then we wrap up. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah, please go ahead. Your name and where you call from.
I'm Salif from Chigotown to this series in Francis.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the topic discussion in studio.
Mm-hmm.
Well, my question go to the guy who called Josh.
Okay.
I want to ask George and say Yeke Koloba is not a good legislative matter. But why he allowed Yeke Koloba to campaign massively for United Party in the runoff?
Why he allowed?
Yeah.
But not George allowed Yeke Koloba now.
Why George? That's what I'm asking now. Why he allowed the allow because George or United Party, son?
My man, you not follow anything else.
Josh is
Josh is the only sedition on the show. All right. Yeah. But okay, let's assume Josh is a Unity Party person. So
I think I was the one who said that, so I think it's
yeah,
better.
it was Raymond. It was Raymond. I think you're talking
Georgia.
about Raymond. No. I think your question is.
I think it was for me, Raymond.
Because he's the
Every
Unity
Liberian have a say in electing our leaders, but not every Liberian have the capacity to lead in a particular
Okay,
position.
just listen to Raymond. He will respond to you off air.
Every Liberian have the right in electing who our leader is, but not every Liberian have the capacity to serve in every position. So
Thank you.
For one, I could campaign and canvass for someone to be a particular person, but that doesn't qualify me to serve in a particular position.
Okay, Raymond. Let me hold you there and squeeze this last call in. Then we just come and do our closing. Hello.
Good morning.
Morning. You're live. Let's hear you quickly.
Good morning, everyone. My attention has been drawn to.
What's your name, sir?
The fish. I'm traversing like it from a proper corner. I want to scratch this when Papa Chima and Kofa, right?
Yeah.
You see, we Liberians, we voted for a change, and we trying to get rid of all the bad leaders and the corrupt leaders. I do agree with the fact that Papa Chima is somehow corrupt, but if he's scratching out this point, he might believe, I feel like he kind of doing what the masses voted for, because this is the same thing that I will see you always doing on the show, right? He will call this person, okay, you having this problem, and then we talk about it. So if Papa Chima is coming out to say, for I think Kofa is corrupt, and in this one, in that one, the masses shouldn't vote for him, I think he's in line with what the Liberian people voted for. We shouldn't look at it like that, because for one fact, I'm a student in a class. My teacher knows me well, and I want to run for president for my school. Now my teacher coming out to tell you, my fellow students, that this person is not competent of being president. How do you expect my fellow students to
Okay.
to
So
do what my teacher
you
said?
think the information Dr. Buffer Chima is providing is something
it's a genuine information. It's very important that we should look at it and take it very serious. It's not only for all the content, because let me tell you, Buffer Chima will not say something that he don't know about Kofa. And I think Buffer Chima said that because he don't want Liberian in the position they were. Buffer Chima know that they did bad, so he don't want it to happen again.
Thank you.
Speaking of Yega Koluba, I prefer Yega Koluba said that even our president George wouldn't be discussing Yega Koluba like that. Everybody having that difference. So if you want to compare George like that, then I think George is the best president ever.
Thank you. Let's hold you there, Lucky. So we can come back and do our closing now. Let's start with you, Prince.
Oh my God, this show was interesting and then that's it. Well, I just want to say to my Liberian people again, I know today was another bad day in Liberia with Atenga blazing up with those flames and him being on fire running. To those family, we say sorry. We did this sorry. But we just had to be conscious of ourselves. It's not because everybody hungry in the country when such a thing occur, everybody got to run on it. We asking our president-elect that security would be our primary, one of the primary in Liberia. Because the first thing first, when that kind of thing happen in a developed world, the quarantine that place first. When that place was quarantined today by the police, obviously, the amount of casualty that we're seeing or that's still ongoing, you're not going to be like that today. Again, we want to say Merry Christmas to our people in Liberia and a prosperous New Year. And we tell God thank you for the visitation by the president-elect overseas. He's going back. He went back with good results. Some of us are here. We are happy. And we pray that the Liberians themselves again put the act together as we decide to help because it's not just a Boka alone. It's the lieutenant that around the president that does the work to make that country efficient for every one of us.
Thank you.
Again, my Liberian people, once again, we love you all. Happy New Year again.
Thank you. Raymond?
So Nelson, my favorite segment of the show is when the callers call in and have their say as well, you know. And so we can hear from those who always come and listen to us. And I want to speak to some of the people who especially spoke about the issue of buffer chamber and what's his name?
Kofa.
Fanatic Kofa. You know, when you're a prosecutor and you're trying to prosecute a few persons and they're all criminals, and one criminal say, look, let me tell the truth. Don't dismiss the person. Say, because you're criminal, you can't tell the truth now. Because all of y'all committed this crime. You will even encourage the person to tell the truth. So we, the Liberian people, we want change. When buffer chamber who have done wrong say, look, all the other rogue men, nana good men and men are rogue too, then listen to him. Yeah. And y'all see the picture behind me? Is the terrible situation and the condition of our roads. Owner Joseph Yima Boaka, this is what he will have to solve. And this is what George Weah, who claimed to be bio medicine, left for us. So I keep putting a picture behind me to keep, you know, bringing up the awareness on the condition of our roads. And if we can improve our roads, it's the step to improving our country. When the farm to market, farm produce can be reached to the market. When a pregnant woman can be taken from the village to the hospital. When school materials can leave one location and go to another place, and people can have school or even build our rural homes, we need it so bad. The condition of our country is so terrible that we need to fix everything, including ourselves. Liberian, we got to fix ourselves. The thing that happened in Totota today, the thing that happened to that lady, Dede, and the thing that happened to that other boy, we got to fix our minds. Our mind ain't right, ain't correct. The way we can think, the way we can consider things, even the way our sister then can get in relationship, the factor that can make our sister to be with men and money. When the men not get money, the men are good enough. Even if the men are criminal, even the men can steal when he get money, they're all right. We got to change plenty of things. I don't think that will change our country. And that's why we got plenty of bad people overall to say they are our leaders. Because when they bring money, we can vote for them. Liberia, we got a long way to go, but I'm optimistic. I believe we can make it happen. It starts with us discussing the issue. It starts with us doing something about the issue. Thank you.
Who's going next? Me or
Francis? Yeah, Francis.
Okay. Yeah. For me, I'll go back to the whole security aspect also. I know we all talk about the whole. We want to look at the criminal side of the whole thing. What the victim that was stealing fuel from that truck. Yeah, we all know if it's not your property, you don't take it. But on the other hand, I go back to blaming the government, past, present, and I will also blame the future government for lack of security. Because when people pay taxes, the taxes go back to fund these various infrastructure, security, healthcare, and all these things. So the security, the entire Monrovia is not Liberia. It's a shame that even Monrovia is not secure. And Papaka and Rest Plan, the tourism aspect of it will never come to fruition if the country is not secure. We have a lot of, compare our beaches. When our country is developed, Liberia beaches are better than Jamaica, than most of the beaches in the Caribbean. But we'll never experience those things if we don't have security. Because nobody, look at people from the US, around the world, they're going to Ghana, they're going to Nigeria. Because what? Those countries are secure. You're not going there looking over your shoulder. But Liberia, today you go to Liberia, if you want to have some semblance of security, you have to be in Monrovia. Even Monrovia is not even secure, but you have to be in Monrovia. That's why you have all of our musicians in Liberia there that their concert can't even be crowded. Because the people in Monrovia, they're hungry. They can't afford. But if the country is developed and Liberia, the people are spread out, and like that road, those roads that Byron Medicine and George Weah did not fix, when they are fixed, people can host concert in Banga. People will leave Monserrato and go there. People will leave Riverside and go there. People will leave Bapolu and go there when our favorite artists are performing. When y'all, we like bringing Nigerian artists to Liberia to perform. But when they come to Moravia, better than 300 people showing up. And these guys are major artists on the world stage. You see? So we got to look at all these things. Security is very important. And the road, I drove from, in America, I drove from New Jersey, from PA to Atlanta in about 12 hours. I don't think the coast from Monserrato to Maryland is even equal distance from Pennsylvania to Atlanta, Georgia. It took me 12 hours to drive. But try that now in Liberia. It take you a week to get to Maryland. Through the reasons, I don't know how long it will take you. That is ridiculous. The no road mean people can't get to hospital. No road mean people can't. The farmers cannot take their crops, their produce from their farms to the end of to the edge of the town, and the people from those cities can't come to the edge of the town to buy it and bring it to the highway. And people from the highway buy it and bring it to different cities. You see, so all these things are connected. So don't sit there and let people play partisan politics with these things. Because if you are sedition and your Byron Madison president, John Weah, have fixed the road, and you're in Rivers, Grand Creek, and River G County, you would have been able to drive your produce to Monserrato or Grand Bassa and sustain your family. But Byron Madison said, I'll fly helicopter and come to you. So please, vote for what Liberia need, not what make you feel good. Thank you.
Josh, and then we take Amy.
Look, thank you, Nelson, and thank you to my fellow panelists and all those listening around the world. I want to thank you for joining us. Look, on this subject matter, yes, what I gotta say. I think Liberia, as Liberians, we've got a long way to go in this country. I can remember quite recently, maybe a year ago or two, a police officer was killed by a truck carrying a container in Monrovia. That was tragic. The police officer were well known, and people were going helter-skelter, getting concerned about, why that happened and how it happened and why it was allowed to happen. And that speaks to the fact that we need to be law-abiding. The trucks in Liberia are now maintained. The owners of the trucks just want to make money. They don't want to fix the trucks. And even if we say Ministry of Public Works or Ministry of Transport to go on an inspection to pull the truck down, the sink will be here advocating for people, how people will eat, how people will do that. They will not forget that those trucks, when they're not maintained, they can kill anyone. That truck that had an accident with the tank, the fuel, that tanker, I don't see any reason in that good road place why that tanker should leave the road and go in the bushes or to go in a gutter. It's because that truck is defective. It was not properly maintained. That's what that happened. And I know people will have different opinions, and it's okay. We should have different opinions, but that does not stop the fact that there's so much we need to do as a people. But if we try to lay blame and leave where the blame should be on the ordinary people who will put their trucks on the road, will not get brakes on their truck, and will just put the truck on the road because they got to make that $250 and going to carry the thing so and so place and doing it. Those things are not good for our people. It will be a quick buck that you will get in your pocket, but it will cost lives. Look at what happened today. It is a sad thing. The last thing I want to talk about is in combination is the lawmaking, the speakership, and what is going on in the House. Look, I want to call for calm. I know that people will have bad blood in this time, just like the national elections that just took place in the House. They're also very tense because there are so many forces that are in place and so many interests that are in place. I just want people to exercise a little bit of restraint and make sure that the issues are discussed, not people. Because when you leave the issue and discuss people, the issues get you. So we don't do that. And for the last thing is that I want to remind Liberians that recently Yeke Kolwa made a starting, distancing away from President-elect Bwakai. What did Bwakai do to him? Nothing.
All the vocal language he used on Bwaka did nothing to him. Think about it. Bwaka has not even taken power yet. This guy started insulting Bwaka and distancing himself from Bwaka. It should ring a bell to you that this guy is doing this, playing a smart politics because he knows that there will be people against this man and these people will come on his side and will maintain power. And through that, he will continue to criticize, even though he does not know how things are supposed to be fixed, but he will continue to criticize until he remains in power. He said, I will get my 30,000 and eat it. I'm going to do nothing with it. I will eat it. Nobody asking questions. Everybody just laugh about it because they know that yeke. He took a 30,000 while his friends were doing things in the district. He said he will eat it. And who said anything? Nothing. All those here running behind him, nobody said anything. Yeke took the 30,000. Yeke said he doesn't even report to anyone. He ate his money and that his money.
Speaker Chambers and Councillor Kofa also took their honor.
No, I said everyone took it. But guess what? Those people took it with the intent of going in their district to do something. Yeke said he was not going to do anything in the district. The money was for him. He said it on spoon.
Come on.
My man, don't give me out, man. Don't talk when I'm talking. When you're talking, I will not talk. When you're talking, I didn't talk, my man. Just give me chance.
Okay, no, guys.
Give me chance. Mute the man.
Let's hear from Amy.
Angry Francis. I don't know what you're angry for.
Guys. Peace.
Guys. Let's a few seconds before you go to Amy. If I may. Just a few seconds, right?
We don't have a few seconds again.
So George, in the same sentence there, we should not focus on individuals, but the issues. In that same sentence, the focus was on Yeke Koluba. George, how can you reconcile that?
Yeke is the issue. His inability to become a good lawmaker.
No,
that's the issue. And when you are discussing issue, when people get in the way of the issue, you discuss them.
But you accuse one person of something but not defending the other one.
Okay, guys, no, let's not do this.
Guys, I think we'll have another debate on that. We'll have another debate. I can educate as well. I can talk and educate as well. Don't worry. We'll meet. We'll talk.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, so about the accident today, I was in here to talk about it. And I'm glad because it was so disturbing. I don't know. I'm such an emotional person. When stuff like that happens, it gets to me. And I don't like to watch it twice because I seen children going on that truck when that flame went off. And it's just so hard to watch. Like, and I agree with George in a sense that the transport ministry or department, whatever it is, they need to do something about vehicle being inspected in Liberia, under this new Liberia that we want to see. Because a lot of accidents that are happening is sometimes you don't see why. And the reckless driving, like, it's just so, I think some people are just bold sometimes that they drink and drive and not care about human lives and stuff like that. All of that needs to, we really need to take care. We can't say this is a white man thing of like, these are lives that people losing their lives, all these things that it doesn't make any sense. Children, I'm not saying the grown-ups' lives not important, but seeing children going in flame today, it just hurt my heart so badly because I have kids. And I just don't like to see anything like that. It breaks my heart so bad. And yes, we shouldn't be. This is something that people are accustomed to now. Like when car, like Nelson was saying earlier today, whenever a car have an accident, everybody running there to see what they can get, and not knowing the danger of what they were running into. Other than something. Now, this is where security comes in as well, as my brother Francis was saying. If you had police people over there and then securing that scene and putting red, yellow tip or whatever it is, and not letting people to go around those areas, I doubt that what happened today was going to happen with all those people being involved in it. And we really need to. We really, really, really need to. And I pray that women Waka would really pay attention to it because it's just sometimes it's just senseless lives. I mean, death are just happening all over the country, and it just hurt my heart so bad because our people, we are humans, we are not animals to just be losing people like that, like chicken are just dying like on a Thanksgiving Day or whatever. It's just so sad to see stuff like this happening. And I was really, really sad today, and I just pray. I just hope and pray that something will be done about these things in our country to see a better Liberia going forward. That's all I want to close with.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Amy. Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Francis. Thank you, Raymond. And thanks to you, Prince, as well, for being here tonight. We appreciate all of you. Thanks for your contributions tonight. Thanks to our audience, the people who make up time to be a part of what we do here. We appreciate all of you guys a whole lot. Those of you online and those of you in Radio Land, thousands of you in Radio Land, we appreciate you. You wouldn't believe that um throughout the night, a lot of people spend
Sorry,
sleepless
Jefferson.
nights. A lot of people spend sleepless nights just to watch this show, just to listen to this show, and to a point where sometimes you come across and say that you can make we can sleep, we can be listening whole night, and we'll go to where we'll be sleeping while here. But we appreciate you guys. We appreciate all of you for everything you do. And yes, so we're here. Of course, we'll be back tomorrow with another edition of the show. Until then, Prince, thank you, Raymond. Listen, maybe Raymond need to tell us more thing about that Raymond in time. Between your time, what happened in Raymond? I am saying me Raymond in time.
So Raymond in time saw President Doe as president. That's what Raymond knows. Raymond saw
President
the war.
Doe, I read him, man. President Doe, I read.
I mean, I Raymond in time that what Raymond saw. I saw President Doe. I'm aware. I had a level of awareness when President Doe was president. And I saw the Civil War. I saw Charles Taylor come to power. I saw Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, Charles Taylor. George Weah, and Joseph Parker. So Raymond saw a lot.
Raymond in time. Anyway, but thank you, man. Thanks a whole lot.
Gentlemen, everyone, right? Ladies. To that extent, the show. So I was out of state recently, and I attended a church where I thought nobody saw me. Knew me. Because I was first-time visitor. We're taken into a room, and after the people walk up to me and say, "Man, I know you from the show."
Oh, okay.
Our message is going far and wide, and we're being appreciated by Liberian in different segments of the world. So let's keep it up.
Yeah, my man, in Liberia now, send me cash up for making it popular. Yeah, send me small thing, man.
I tested you right now, Nelson.
You go hungry over there, besides drinking curry.
Yeah, I was going to receive an award for Spoon Network.
Oh, okay, yeah. You said you received an award for the Spoon Network.
Right, second. So I tested the CEO, but they didn't get back to me yet. So
I think they're giving everything to Fatima. You're in Jersey, right?
Yeah.
I think she's there too.
Are you ready? All right.
Yeah, he'll probably tell you to give it to her.
I'll call check to see what I can inbox in to see what I can get.
But thank you, man. We appreciate you. Thanks for receiving that award.
Because
the fact that you're on the late night means that you're part of the,
the team.
You're part of that network.
That group.
I'm the only one who is not part of the team. I'm the only one who is an outsider here.
So what made outsider? In the chat room, you say outsider.
Nelson, in that chat room, please tell George to stop putting his love letter to George. We are in that chat room. I don't want to hear it, and I don't want to see it.
Let the chat room issues remain in the chat room.
Nelson, me go see they think I'm small team, my man. I've been your goodbye.
But we will miss you.
Okay,
Good night, guys.
All right, man. Good night.
That's interesting. But I really got comments and I said, no, again.
The man said you were white. You will miss President Weah?
Yeah, he said we will miss you. I said, Josh, please stop putting you the only one I'll miss you, and nobody else will. Don't put that in here.
Like Anthony, man. Look, when you let me get to the guy with the whole show, but it is what it is. All right, now, things are tomorrow.
Yeah, good night. Thanks to all of you. Yeah.
All right, bro.
Yeah, folks, I want to say thanks a lot to you. Join us tomorrow for another edition of the program, The Late Night Show. Until then, have a good night. I'm Nelson Colette. Thanks to the team. Josh, Toure, Raymond, Prince, Francis, to the entire team. I will say thank you. And Let's hope we can have a great show tomorrow. Bye bye for now.